It's
A man, Lord, Machiavelli production. Notorious M.A.D. Lil Chad and Slender Dad vibing straight bustin' no cap. Friday night screen lit fame hitting our lap. Culture thick, no yeet from the trap. YouTube grind minds locked in so we adapt. Brahma bull cackling loud, bourbon on the rocks. Scheming like the goat, comedy unlocks. Mad shit smoke, cold as ice, won't fold. YouTube legend verdicts drip sharp like a judge's code. Skirt skirt that, skirt tat that. Ascending crew, let's get it. Stack them racks, laughs hit diffy. Dumb fades can't match these facts. Popcorn, poppin' chill vibes, brew sippin' slow. Prime time screens live, we slap, we glow. Now that we're pulling up clean, double the cup of the lean. Shit supreme from the H to the Bay. Third ward holding it down. Crew lights the fuse, blazing wild, no snooze. Voices boom loud, screens poppin', set the cruise. Grind levels up, shine hits, claim that juice. Rise quick, savage, laughter high, can't lose. Put a skirt that. Skirt tat that. We here to break the mold, eat the basic behind. With tales that slap and laughter intertwined. A quest to marvel where drip defies. In this lit realm, only passion flies. Skirt skirt that. Skirt tat that. A sinning squad goes hard, blazing trails we pursue. Laughs hit like heat, dumb vibes getting cooked anew. Popcorn lit, locking tight, roll swift, no lack. Prime stream zooms, global tap, we stack. Skirt skirt that, skirt tat that. OM's here, yo.
once again, Imp's employer has conspired to keep him from being here. So that line of our intro song is a lie. He'll be here later.
He will be here.
He will be here, just
Mostly
not right
because
at the
he wants to
beginning.
play Night Rain afterwards.
Yes.
Well, I won't be able to hang out because I have to get up early to be able to get Slender to the undisclosed location for in-person gaming tomorrow.
Is that tomorrow?
It is tomorrow.
What time?
Dang it, Slender.
We're starting at 11.
I didn't realize we had an undisclosed gaming location thing going on.
It was in the undisclosed chat. We reconfirmed like earlier.
Who confirmed this when? I didn't see any of this chat.
Slender would not have done it during Night Rain weekend.
I would not. I mean, I'm probably still going to go, but...
because this will be the last undisclosed location gaming probably for a while for reasons.
Yep.
Let's see who we got. We got Josh Hammond first. FKHC coming in. Smokey, sup? Bad Take Bojan. Davina. Good evening over there. What's
I can't
Gucci
remember.
from
Did
Josh?
we tell Smokey happy birthday on the 18th?
I thought we did, but if not, happy birthday, Smokey. Under the Mad's rules of birthdays, it's still a celebration for
Still
you.
a month.
Yeah, because he goes by the month. We got lovely Sherry. Thanks for being here. And of course, Bride of Slender. Hello, hello. Who hopefully did okay making do without a Slender in person
For a day.
for a day. It was like 2 days, wasn't it?
I mean, I left on Tuesday. I got back on Thursday.
I mean, it's not. I guess it's not that far.
I was seen on all days except Wednesday.
Just long enough to miss Matapap.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole reason that I went on the business trip. I'm going to start scheduling more.
That was my assumption. And Punk Waddle felt he needed to fill in the silence for you.
Oh my God. I was watching for a while and I was just like, ooh.
2 days, 2 nights, no sleep.
These jokes.
I will say it was pretty good because I got to move Matt a couple times for making such awful jokes. And he would be like, no, you can't do it. Was fair.
Deserved.
It was deserved. Anyway, so we're gonna start tonight right into Mobland just because it's season finale weekend for it. So, and I think it'll give us a lot of room to theorize about where we think this goes, and give us plenty of time to extrapolate, explore what we just saw happen in this last episode. Hopefully, we'll have some additional guests coming on, like we usually do. But since we're starting it a little early, that may be delayed. Matt is doing his Matt thing and may show up at some point.
Or he may take a nap and then,
Well, he did
hit
get
us
up early
at
to do his morning show afternoon.
Yeah, hit us up at DMs at like 2 a.m. Like, where is everybody? I'm here to do a show.
That's true. Yeah, like it'll be 3 a.m. I went into the studio, but there's no one here.
Why is nobody in Discord?
I don't get it.
Anybody want to play a game?
I do know that it is the Dallas Fan Expo, so there is a large contingent of our sphere of YouTube moving and meeting up around there, I think, right? Not officially.
Eric July's got a whole bunch of people there. I'm sure there's some people from chat. Nick Weiser's there. Gary and Garrett are leaving tomorrow morning because they're manning the Ripaverse booth in the afternoon, I believe.
Who's manning it in the afternoon?
Gary and Quarter Black Garrett.
I got a nice thumbs up from Gary Neurotic when I pointed out they were finally commenting about Mobland and how everyone should be watching it, and I replied, "We've been covering it and doing full episode breakdowns the entire season," and he did.
You should have hit him back and invited him on for the finale. It's not like he does anything on Fridays.
I mean,
what does he do on Friday?
Why don't you message your bro Quarter Black and see if he wants to come on?
I don't know if well, he probably is watching it.
He did. He also tweeted about how good Mobland is.
Yeah, but are they caught up? Is the question.
I mean, we would be covering. I mean, it's too late for this week.
Oh, I know.
We'd be looking for next week.
Never too late. You could invite them right now.
Chat can go on X and start post shaming them for not being on our show right now.
Yeah, sure that seemed like a way to get them on.
No, I'm clearly joking.
Let's big time them. we are the ones who big time.
We've crossed the 320 sub marker for at least for right now, till some other people reconsider subscribing to our show, as happens sometimes.
320 something. We're at 124 or 174. We're halfway through our episodes.
Yeah,
this is the halfway point of the season of Ascendant Art.
Yeah, so Slender is fully committed that if we ever hit the threshold of subs being less than our episode count, it just all gets that's the permanent end stream button.
Mad's Audio Technica headphones are really not sitting right. Nothing on that side and a huge gap over here, and I can't get them.
Why don't you just adjust it on each side?
I tried. It doesn't want to. That side does not want to do it. Apparently, my head is slightly ovalish.
Yeah, I'm surprised there hasn't been a chat music for Ryan Cannell, given the propensity of that joke being made.
I think we streamed with him once.
We did. Every time we've streamed with a lot of them, and they always seem to enjoy the points we make.
Yeah.
Then they forget who we are, which is fine. As does happen. We are a small channel. We're like Bespin in Empire Strikes Back. We don't get the attention of the Empire. We like it that way. We want to grow just enough. We want to be like Brahma. Get around somewhere between 500 and 1,000
and super chats.
Just get the members and supers, and then just kind of stop, because that way we don't have to worry about the demon hordes trying to flag our videos and pull down our channel because we don't have enough clout to be worth it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so speaking of somebody who did not have clout, Eddie woke up saw that look from Conrad at the beginning of this last episode and realized he does not have clout in this household.
Nope.
Maeve might have made him think he was big time, but that stare.
He's not.
I wouldn't know about that. I would assume that he is not, but whatever. What floats his boat is good.
Ryan likes women a lot more after he's had a few drinks.
Yeah, I especially like this opening scene because after he tells him we need to have a chat, he grabs his robe and just throws it in his face.
Yeah. Pierce Brosnan was, he was on point this episode. We've talked about it, how well he's done the aging kind of psychopath role, and it's just right there. This is a pure look from, this could have been out of his James Bond movies. This was James Bond is breaking into someone's bedroom and they wake up and they see him there and he's about to interrogate him. It's the same kind of look.
Pierce Brosnan is my James Bond.
Yeah, and then we get Bella and Paul.
Paul had a rough day.
Paul was the biggest loser on this episode because Bella absolutely just bitches him out right here. She's like, I'm leaving because I have business, because Bella's doing her side project.
Yeah.
And Paul's trying to say, no, nobody's leaving the compound. Bella pulls the I'm a Harrigan and you work for me card.
She likes that one.
Well, there's a lot of people in this family that like that one. Eddie likes that one too.
Yeah. It's all the people who, you know what? It's the most inept people. And who try to pull
I did like that she was like, we have good back and forth, Paul. We and he's like, honestly? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, no.
Yeah. So this is why Paul is definitely not going to be the next Harry. Because he couldn't even stand.
He got put back in his place this week. He may have thought he was moving up the ladder a little bit, but no, every time he got involved in the episode, it was just like, shut up, Paul.
Yeah, so...
Oh my God, the packet of crisps.
Yeah. All right, so now we see Eddie in the kitchen post-interrogation when Jan comes in, and
pouring a full flask of whiskey into his coffee.
Yeah, it's not just Irish coffee anymore. It's just Irish drinking. It's
whiskey with a hint of coffee.
Yeah, I like a hint of coffee in my whiskey.
So yeah, Jan tries to be polite, and Eddie's gives her the F off, which, she doesn't realize what had just happened. This is actually, I think, a really well-framed scene that comes next, which is we see Eddie having his whiskey with a dash of coffee.
And a Doberman.
With the Doberman, and he's, it's framed where, from your angle, right, the Doberman looks like he's on the outside of the cage. The way it's shot.
Outside of the fence, yeah.
Outside of the cage in this case, because I think they're trying. Whenever they, an art director or director, or cinematographer, whoever frames a shot this way, it is designed because it subconsciously makes you think the person is trapped.
That he's
somewhere,
locked in, not the Doberman.
That he's So, and Eddie even says, "I'm not sure which one of us is better off or worse." I forget the exact wording, but basically, which one of us is actually the caged animal? So,
well, which one of them is worse off is Eddie, because the dog
is beloved by Conrad
and is beloved. Eddie is a fuck up. The dog acts in its nature. Eddie tries to go beyond his nature. He will never be anything more than a fuck up.
Eddie acts in his nature. His nature used to be raised like an attack dog.
He's trying to be more than he is, and he's not.
He's acting as Maeve raised him.
Yeah, like an idiot.
As an attack dog. That's why they used an attack dog to frame this.
Maeve's
technically
the whole family.
You know what? Here's the question. Does it make it creepier, or I think technically it makes it less creepy, because we know that Maeve is not actually in any way blood related to Eddie now. So at least she's got that going for her with some of the shenanigans she's been pulling with Eddie, including on this episode.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, well, at least that reduces it from like an 11, maybe back to a 10 on the like ick scale.
No, it's still an 11.
It's still an 11.
Awkward.
It's still weird and gross.
Yeah. All right. But so that was an interesting. So right now, all we know is Conrad wanted to have a chat with him, but we don't know what he gave up. We can sort of knowing Eddie, I think we all sort of know that he gave up the farm. Oh,
Well, yeah.
Eric joined. Hey, Eric, thanks for being here. So we're gonna that'll pay off later, but right now Eddie is just feeling a little. Now Bella is leaving the estate. Now this was hilarious. Paul,
That is the craziest toilet I've ever seen, by the way.
yeah, it looks super comfortable.
I mean, yeah, I would imagine you could read a whole newspaper on that thing.
I can see why Jeremy Clarkson retired out to the Cotswolds to build his farm area. Yeah,
Yep.
because if that's the
that show's been on point too this year.
It's been good so far.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
He's
new
got a
farmer
bull.
girl is hilarious. Doing TikToks.
Trimming
And
his eyebrow hair.
I really like
Is
that
this
she can
manscaping?
apparently speak the same language as as the wall builder.
Most people can speak his language. It's just Clarkson who can't understand him.
I don't know. Sometimes
I
he
don't
gets
understand
going, and I
90%
can't
of what he
understand
says.
a word he says.
Without
I can't
captions?
understand it.
Nope.
No, I can't understand a word he says either. But
Soul said, "You still read on the crapper?" I mean,
Reads his
a
phone.
nice, yeah.
Twitter.
A nice magazine still has it. That's where it's
You still get things in
magazines.
print?
yeah, I don't do that.
We get them.
Mostly, I read whatever the Western Journal has sent me in my latest email updates.
Just yeah.
I read the Bongino report.
Why would you? He's such a disappointing piece of shit. Anyway,
Wrong
His wife is
channel.
still running it. She always did.
Yeah. All right, wrong channel.
How is
That's
it
a
the wrong
preview.
channel for me to tell you what I read on the crapper?
No, it's the wrong channel for Chad to start getting all fucking political.
I know, but I have like a reflex reaction to Bongino now. I got to keep that under control. I got to check it. Was it in Old School when he's talking to Frank the Tank? You got to get that under control. You got to keep that in check. All right, so yeah, but Paul is in here rehearsing how he's going to tell Conrad that Bella left. And he's just
I think he's just waiting to get the call. I think he
No,
knows
he was
exactly what he's
no,
gonna
but
do.
he's rehearses the line a couple times, like trying to
he
do it
just
in different
counts.
ways.
He just counts.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm telling you, he just counts while he's sitting on the crapper. I watched it like 2 hours ago.
We'll take a chance.
Okay.
Yeah, it's over. Now he's going to talk to him.
Brad said he was counting down.
Yeah, he was just counting.
I think this is the part here.
Yeah.
Nine,
So there you go.
3,
Oh.
car, cook. 6, 7.
Yeah, he's just counting.
All right. I guess I wasn't paying as much attention on that.
I think he's counting how long it should have taken her to get away before he tells Conrad, so Conrad can't get anybody to stop her.
Yeah.
He got the call at 90 seconds. All right. So then we cut to the real people in charge of this entire household, Harry and Conrad, having their conversation, going over the plan that we've got to meet up. Then this was great. Paul shows up. Paul is about to tell Conrad that Bella has left, and Conrad tells him to shut the fuck up and get the hell out.
He's
Which
like,
he
fuck
promptly
off,
does.
Paul. And Paul's like, yeah, but, and he's like, I said, fuck off, Paul.
If you want to sum up what happened to Paul right here, he's Meg. This is
Yeah.
now Family Guy, and Conrad is everybody going, just shut up, Meg. Get the hell out.
And Harry
Yes.
just acts like he's not even there the whole time.
Harry doesn't
completely
even
ignores
acknowledge
it.
him. Yeah.
I am the Eggman, dude.
So they're working out their plan for how to handle the meetup they have to do. Which I think this is interesting because is Harry the one who says this is a very important, like, I think it's right here. He's like, this is a very important deal. We can't afford to have anything extraneous come into play, because logistically speaking, the last thing we saw from Conrad's perspective of the person he's about to meet for the fentanyl deal is that guy ordering someone to have a chainsaw put through his son.
Yes.
Yeah.
And given how much of a wild card Conrad has been of late, Harry, whose ass is now on the line for several reasons for this deal,
Twice.
for the 2 favors with Cat McAllister, is telling Conrad, can you please, he's if you want to rewind it a couple episodes, it's exactly what Kevin was saying to Conrad. Like, can you keep it in check? We
Can you try not to get me killed?
Can you try not to do this?
I have a concern that in the immediacy of the moment, when you see him, you may feel that you need some kind of retribution.
Yep. And it's so good. And Conrad assures him that that's not going to happen. Then this was the next funny part with Paul. He comes out, and then Paul says Bella left, and then he goes, "Why the fuck didn't you tell me?"
I've got to go take a crap.
I'm gonna
Just
go
walks away.
And what does Paul says? That was hurtful.
Yeah, I think so. That was hurtful.
Well, that was cruel.
Yeah, it's right here. They zoom in on him. And as intimidating as he was when he picked up Jan, he is now just like been completely bitched.
If that is his actual facial hair and not a prosthetic, it's a pretty impressive beard.
He has a beautiful beard.
Yep.
I said impressive.
clean.
You went a little further.
It's so clean.
Yeah,
Can't
and
find
then
to be that clean.
this is good stuff. We get more Jan and Harry trying to deal with. Now they're still dealing with their situation. I'm going to be honest, Ned, we're right before the season finale. I still don't know where the family drama for them is going to go, given where this episode ended, which we'll get to. But just in terms of like trying to wrap it up or move it to the next season, I think this is going to be a wide open plot thread. I don't think there's any way they come close to resolving anything like this.
I think the whole thing will blow up in the final episode, and some of the aftermath of that is going to be her and the daughter completely move out and separate.
So you think they go?
Then second season, it'll be him trying to get them back while also dealing with whatever the fallout is.
Slender went gay for that.
I don't know. I think that's possible, but I don't know if the daughter's going to be on board with it.
Yeah,
I think the daughter is perfectly fine with getting away from all of them right now. She's doing all this because of her dad, remember?
Well, there was a very specific thing that happened toward the end that kind of goes the opposite direction of that.
Yeah.
It's just a lot more. A lot more plot than you can resolve in one season when it's like that kind of thing. So I think,
I definitely think some things are going to have to carry over to the next season.
A lot of some things.
Yep.
My guess is, yeah, I'm thinking about it. Brahma's probably right where I think the next logical step in this storyline is for Jan and their daughter to move out and separate. The question is if she is still somehow hung up on or involved with Eddie, although we're going to get a scene coming up shortly where that is now been put into question mark. Both Eddie and get their conversations from upper level Harrigans that cause problems.
Well, and we're seeing like the this whole episode, I think, core to it was demonstrating that Conrad and Maeve are fucking crazy.
And I still think we're right about Conrad having some kind of brain rot.
Oh, for sure.
He's basically Joe Biden.
You know what? I'm going to guess.
He may have the power, but he also has an extreme brain rot.
Should we also maybe go with untreated syphilis?
That
could be some untreated syphilis, yeah.
Where he's just starting to get the crazy brains. Because he certainly made a point of putting his business in enough things that that is a completely reasonable diagnosis for him.
Yeah, except it's modern day. I mean,
Yeah.
he would have been getting tested.
Do we think he would have?
I think he would have.
I don't. It seems.
Dude's probably got like a whole medicine cabinet full of penicillin shots just in case.
Yeah.
I don't know. He just he seems like the type who might completely skip out the appointments. All right,
You
so
think he's an anti-vaxxer?
And
I don't.
anti-Cillin?
It's not a vaccine. It's a Cillin at that point. Yeah. And so then we get Toby Jones doing the press conference because the bodies of the two detectives conducting an organized crime sting into he doesn't name the families, but they were investigating the Harrigans were found, and so they are working diligently to solve who did this. These were the cops that we saw Richie execute with extreme prejudice last week, right before Toby Jones here said, "Yes, Richie, you own us, as you always have."
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's pretty clear that this is at this point that this guy is not playing Richie. He is not. He is Richie's tool.
Yes.
So that's it. They do. I think this one press conference and his behavior later with the undercover officer pretty clearly demonstrates that he is just working for Richie.
He's definitely on the take.
I don't know if they've officially announced the season 2. I think they
would
may
expect
have
it sometime in the next day or two. Let me look it up.
So then I know there was a big deal because the Showtime is like putting this
Paramount
in.
Plus announced that Mobland will indeed return for a second season.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say Showtime put them in for Emmys. This is their Emmy show. Their like premiere. This is Showtime's premiere show right now. So it makes sense that they would keep
Showtime's premiere show on Paramount.
Like as in their number one show, their House of the Dragon, like
Right.
Hot D, yeah. Well, Showtime and Paramount Plus. I mean, they get so convoluted
I know it's just
now.
all stupid now. So
I mean, HBO Max is going back to HBO Max after they were HBO Max, then they rebranded to Max, and now they're going back to HBO Max.
I bet we can spend some more money rebranding back to what we were.
Now this is where we get our fun conversation with our
Alice.
undercover, where
Whose
so
real name
there
is Nicola.
So she has been put into. She was invited to go to the Harrigans for dinner tonight, and within the episode, and she absolutely says she doesn't want to go. And Toby Jones says, "You definitely do want to go. You're addicted to the excitement. You're an undercover cop." And he also basically says that he doesn't tell her directly by saying Richie did it, but he says the Harrigans didn't kill those cops. So I need somebody who's going to help get me the evidence that will make this stick. And then he brings up that it seems like he knows. I don't know exactly how he.
In her 8
did
years
it.
undercover, she's bent the rules before.
Well, that she's also taken home cash. So that she's planted evidence, and that's one thing. And then that she's also pocketed some of the cash out of undercover operations and used it for herself to pay off some of her own expenses. And so he's using this to both blackmail her, and then he plays on her. It's not just blackmail, it's also telling her that by doing this, she'll bring down the Harrigans. He'll put her in for the highest citation possible for being the key person who did it. That she will get accolades, promotions, and higher rates of pay.
That always works well for your undercover job.
Yeah.
She'll be able to move on from being undercover. She'll be.
Yeah,
She's
she'll be
also
getting
ambitious.
promoted, so she'll be running teams herself.
Yeah, he said
Based
that
on the end of this episode, she's moving on from being undercover either way.
How so? I mean, she's.
Well, Harry
get there.
made her.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, no.
you're not undercover anymore.
Yeah. So, well, they all made her. The entire dinner table knew she was a cop. Anyway, we'll get to that too. So, yeah, she acquiesces. Now, this was when we get the second conversation between a senior Harrigan and one of our teen star-crossed lovers,
Gina.
where Gina is told by Maeve that she's not just aware that she's with Eddie, that they've got cameras in every stall for every angle of the stable because the horses are so valuable. So when they did it in the stable, she's seen it on camera and then did the nice hand gestures to demonstrate the angles that were involved. Which, and then she, in no uncertain terms, tells her to stay away from Eddie, that he is off limits to her.
Yes, if
She'll
she
eat
talks
her
to
eyes and
him,
have her
he'll
tongue.
have her tongue. And if she looks at him, she'll eat her eyes.
Yeah. Maeve's a psycho.
Yeah. She is.
Well, and she's incredibly psychotic because then later at the dinner, she doesn't go to the dinner, and they're like, well, she's not feeling well, so she was going to pass on dinner. And Maeve looks at Eddie and goes, oh, poor dear, you should bring her some food after so that she can feel better.
No, he should go up right then.
Yeah,
and
go right up,
Yeah.
right up and talk to her as she throws her hand
shows
down.
That all she wants to do is stir up drama at every single point.
She wants.
She's a sociopath.
Fights.
All right, now this is we get Kevin, who now drives and poses as a Tesla driver outside of
As an Uber driver
outside of the retirement community to specifically pick up the target, the prison guard who sleepered him when he was a kid.
Yeah, it's so weird because the rest of this episode is like a really kick-ass mob show, right? And then Kevin's in an after-school special.
Did this finally turn Slender on Kevin? That Kevin's not really a good guy?
No, I still think Kevin's a good guy.
Okay.
Let's see. Maeve trying to act tough reminds me of the old ladies who would run up to me all upset for not wearing a mask and Winco. Yeah, I mean, the difference is Maeve is a crazy bitch who can call
Maeve
someone to
might
blow up your
stab
car.
you.
Yeah, no.
Mr. I have no dick.
So Kevin is scoping that out. He has this traumatic flashback. And then we cut to this is strike 3 for Paul.
This scene was hilarious.
Oh,
Hey,
look
man.
who just finally decided to show up.
You're 23 minutes early. And still asleep.
Does he know he's on the stream?
Maybe he wasn't ready to come up on stage yet. Put him backstage.
Nah,
again.
No, you guys don't have my intro clip. I was gonna intro myself.
Okay.
Ah,
All
It's
right.
too late now. Be
No,
weird.
we'll wait. We'll wait. Go ahead.
Nah, it'd be weird.
Come on.
I'd have to
No,
upload it. It's fine.
Come on, Matt. Do you want to intro yourself? You can do
No,
an
no,
intro.
it's fine. It's fine.
No, he wants to play a video for an intro.
Hold
I
on,
know.
I've got Matt's intro right here.
And stop pointing fingers. You're a problem.
That's true.
Everybody's joining all at
everybody's
once.
getting in
Diddly
on the
diddly
action.
diddly potatoes.
All right, so
That was a good Conrad impression.
especially when we get to the end when they do their singing.
Oh, I hated it. That was the worst part of the whole episode.
Bloody Irish Republicans.
Yeah. So
Oh,
all right, like
yeah.
I said, we've got Serafina. Okay.
What was that?
I believe that was a vehicle going past my house.
Ah. Somebody else
Man,
just showed up?
There's somebody else.
Everybody, Imp's finally
What
here.
the hell? I'm
It's
not in
party.
the bottom anymore.
Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching Mobland.
You know,
Yeah.
Imp, are you here?
How would you tell?
Yeah.
That's what I was
he's
gonna
talking
get at.
about as much as he usually does.
What game is he playing right now? That's the
I don't
question.
know, but
Night
I
Rain.
mean,
As he's
I'm
in
starting to
here.
really like the beard guy, by the way.
Paul.
Paul, he's quite funny,
Yeah.
isn't he? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're on. Yeah, this is strike 3. So we've got Conrad, Serafina, Harry, and I don't know why Paul is at this meeting, but he's
Comic
there.
relief.
Because
Yeah.
he needed 4 soldiers to be with him.
Extra muscle.
He doesn't
So
exactly.
Serafina- yeah.
The Conrad doesn't
So he's
exactly
bringing-
treat Paul nicely.
Yeah, so he's bringing Serafina because they want to prove there's no bad blood in order to make the deal, right? So Serafina was next to Brendan when he got chainsawed.
Theoretically,
Possibly.
they
We don't
Lots of
know
bad
yet.
blood.
We don't know if he died.
Hey, Slender,
Yeah, the
is-
jury's
is-
still out on this one.
Bits
Hold
of them
on.
did.
Hold on.
Bits of them
We
did.
have not yet seen a corpse.
Or bits of it.
Slender's still trying to get that severance.
the 7. Yeah,
I mean,
once-
he could be the dark horse that comes back at the 0 hour of the final episode,
Somehow, what's his
which
name?
is like one arm. and he's
Somehow
like,
Brendan
I'm
returns.
in charge now.
That's the one.
Yeah, it's gonna
Brendan
be like
has returned to
Palpatine. on the was it on the dawn of the third day?
On the
look
dawn of the
east,
third day.
look, Brendan shall return.
Look towards Brendan.
But
He
all
shall
right,
ride in on an army of Mexicans.
so they get to the pub.
Those who we thought had killed him.
We get to the pub.
See, now
Ser-
I'm back on. Now I'm back on Three Amigos, and it's like, yes, and together we raped the donkeys and rode off on the women. Who are you?
So
yes,
very old one.
yeah. So they all order their drinks, and then Paul gets to Paul. What does Paul want? He's like, oh no, just a package
Just
of
a
crisps.
bag of crisps.
Packet of crisps.
So they all get their drinks. They're sitting down to have this very important meeting, and in the background, this is great. You can see Conrad look because Paul has proceeded. I'm gonna risk the hit. I'm gonna just because this 1 second. I'm gonna turn the audio on, and here we go. Right behind.
Who opens their chips that way?
This look.
British people.
He folds out the whole bag.
It's such a he preps it to such a
Dude, he was so excited to eat that crisp too. Like he was just like,
Surprised he didn't like dress him with oil and vinegar and ketchup.
I might isolate and take the part right there where he drops this chip and just goes, sorry. It's for the sorry.
it would be so good if Conrad looks at him and he goes, "Oh hey, can you pass me that salt?"
No, and then what
throws the
Conrad would
shaker
do is
right
just
back at
like
his
throw it
forehead.
right at his head. Yeah,
Yep.
because that's what Conrad would do. So we get this is strike 3 now. We've had Paul get bitched out of the room with the shut up Meg. We've had the why the fuck didn't you tell me right after that, and then where he says walks away by saying I'm going to take a crap, and then Paul was like, well, that was just hurtful. And then Now the chips. Paul
Yeah,
has
but
struck out.
they're really just. I think a lot of people are just taking out their frustration on Paul. Paul is still reliable.
Reliably a doofus.
All right.
A
So
doofus doesn't mean you can both be a doofus and a badass.
Yeah, you can
Like he has
reliably blow
proven.
people up.
You don't remember the way he talked to what's her name?
Yeah.
When she was meeting with that cop.
Yeah.
what I'm
The
saying.
undercover woman.
Yeah.
Allison
I
Jane.
think Paul has potential. I think when
I like Paul a
Harry
lot.
ascends to control of the entire family, Paul would make a great fixer for him.
No, Paul's going to take over the family.
I
Paul's
don't
not a
think Paul's
thinker.
going to take over the family.
This is his role. He's going to come out on top.
all right. So we
Okay.
Well, he
Once
has
it-
the best story, so
so this is that was a terrible Game of Thrones reference.
it was a great one.
It was a great reference to a terrible part of the show.
There you go, Mad.
Thank you. Earned.
Yeah, so we get this
You're
is
not
where
going
we
any
get-
higher than that.
This is where we get to watch Harry almost have a brain aneurysm several times as Conrad is quote unquote keeping calm
Keeping his
during the
cool.
deal.
I don't
Where
think
he-
it was just Harry. I think everyone in that room except Conrad was like, "What the fuck are you
Everyone's,
doing,
Why?
dude?"
Why are you doing this?
So yeah, bear
Everything
in
that
mind
Harry has
Dude,
had
him
to
and
do.
Maeve were made for each other.
this deal to import the fentanyl through the Mexican cartel is allegedly what they absolutely need to reinvigorate and keep the money flowing for their criminal organization. It's this entire season we've had it made clear to us that the fentanyl deal is the pillar needed to maintain this infrastructure. And Conrad immediately brings up how he insulted his dad while he was there.
Mhm.
Exact word for word.
He
what said.
apologized, didn't he?
His
Yes.
apology
I'm
was,
sorry,
I'm
I called your
I
dad
said
a-
this.
Greasy taco sucking.
And then he's like, in my defense, I had a few hot toddies, and then takes a big old chug of that whiskey that he's got sitting in front of him. Like, and I'm gonna call you some shit too.
Josh Hammond says this Paul dude looks like a young straight culture casino. I don't know about that.
Dude, Culture Casino wished
nobody-
he looked that good.
That was
Nobody
not the
knows-
straightest comment I've heard in your chat.
Nobody knows what a straight culture casino would look like.
Doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. Yeah.
It can exist. It would
You know what
undo
Paul's
the
never
quantum.
said? Paul's never said, "Oh my God, the cock."
That you know.
If he
Well,
did-
you don't know that, do you?
If he did, he would get that slow turnaround from Pierce Brosnan, and he'd be like, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." So,
Oh, so you swing that way, do you?
so after the insults keep coming and coming, and he swigs. Yeah, we get this look from our key decision maker, Jaime, and Harry is just look at him. He's just sitting further back, further like, oh god.
Cat's gonna kill me.
Serafina jumps in and tries to salvage this operation by offering to pay double what Richie does for the same fentanyl that was being imported. That's the deal. That's the offer. Jaime then this is another thing where it's a nail in Harry's coffin. He
Mhm.
completely ignores Conrad, looks at
And
Harry,
Serafina.
Mhm.
and says that I'm doing Cat, I'm doing this favor for Cat, and it's for you, for Cat. So you're the person who's responsible for this.
He basically does it like a couple that's fighting.
Yeah, I'm not
Go
talking
Go
to
tell
him.
go tell your
Tell
mother
him.
who's sitting right across from me that I'm not talking to her right now. I'm talking to you, and you can go pass it on. That kind of thing.
Sounds like Brahma's done that before.
Hell
no. Or been the recipient of that before.
Hell yeah.
Jaime leaves. This is the look of Harry who's like, I am effed now, because the only way out for him is really to take Kat's offer. But the Harrigans, Conrad and Maeve, would immediately try to murder his family, everyone he's ever been friendly with. They would make it happen. So he's caught between a rock and a hard place on that.
Well, Jaime had also said, I can see why you want to leave and why you want to
Yeah.
go
Yep.
work for her.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
In
Yeah,
front
that
of
was-
Conrad.
yeah,
so that one
which-
does come back later.
Yeah. Now we get.
I
this is-
almost think Jaime was trying to get Harry killed.
Probably.
Or-
He stopped all the fun.
or he's basically, by doing that, it's one of those, if you ever
Cementing
watch,
it
like,
for Cat.
he's leaving Harry with no other option, right?
Yeah,
Like,
he's forcing Harry to have to bail.
it's like if you ever watch a lot of the undercover, cop shows and movies, they'll do the one trick where they get the person who's in the criminal organization and they're like, you need to tell us what's going on. Well, I won't do it. You either tell us or we put you back in jail and we let everyone know that you have told us already.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what's going to happen. So you're going to be dead either way. You're like, so you might as well try to get us to protect you so you have a chance. So give up the information. In this case, Jaime clearly works in some capacity where he is under the thumb of Kat McAllister. So when she calls, he stops doing what Richie wanted and, turns them back over. So he wants to, I think, pay off one of the favors for Kat by getting Harry, which she wants. So yeah, that's interesting. This is the most boring storyline for me is Bella's. She's just
Ella.
completely-
Ella. Yeah, I don't care about this one at all.
yeah.
It's got to
she's-
have something to do with next season's setup.
Well, they're doing
Something.
they're doing the scam against her, the government, where they are recording her father making deals
With Syrian arms dealers.
with Syrian arms dealers so they can blackmail for money. Then we get this interesting part where Kevin has now pulled the full ride share shenanigans, picks up the old guy. Here's something. He's driving a Tesla. As we have seen recently, Teslas have cameras all over
Mm-hmm.
their cars. It seems like that would be the worst car to pick to do this kind of thing if you're Kevin.
I mean, I don't think he plans on getting caught.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It's
Also-
recording to a server. I mean, it's
Also,
up there.
if I got picked up by a Tesla when I called Uber, I'd be like, hold the fuck on.
This is
Why are
You're a
you
pretty
driving
smart Uber driver
Uber?
if you don't have to pay for gas.
That's true.
But you had enough money to buy it in the first place?
It was an
old enough.
investment in his future.
He looks old enough to be retired and just need something to do during the day.
Just a touch of sodomy.
Also,
He's not a
who
young
cares
man.
if there's cameras in the
Recreational.
car, right? Like,
No,
Nothing
it's
happens
outside
in
of
the
the car, Slender.
It does a 360 recording of the entire outside of the car.
But it's his
So,
own car.
yeah.
He could just have it crushed.
but it
What?
uploads.
Or he could
Footage
just
is still
delete
on
it.
on the
Yeah.
cloud.
It goes to the cloud. Anyway, look, I'm just saying it creates a lot more work using
Maybe he
this
turned
car.
off Sentry mode.
Oh,
Yeah.
you believe it's ever off?
Yeah.
I saw. See, there you go.
And
Dude,
my phone never listens to me. It just
Exactly.
always shows me the things I'm talking about
Right?
5
That
minutes after I
freaks
talk
me out.
about them.
Yeah, so they're having a nice, pleasant conversation as Uber driver, and that. Then we get Conrad and Maeve having
the
a
sauna.
standoff. Now, here's what Maeve doesn't know yet: is that Conrad already has all the information from Eddie.
Well, way to blow that spoiler.
We're in the middle of the breakdown. It's important because
We already know this.
this scene is like the context of him being this angry with her is because as an
But
audience,
on the flip of that coin, she basically tells him, "You better not sleep with other women, or I'll cut your balls off," and he gets off on it.
Under this roof, didn't she say? She can sleep
Yeah.
with anywhere else.
yeah, she said under this roof.
Yeah, but
I
he
think she
still
did.
gets off on her threatening to cut his balls off. Like
Well,
he enjoyed that.
On a side note, have you ever seen so much hair and wrinkles? And on Pierce Brosnan too. I mean, it's
I mean, neither of these two is very fun to look at. I really
No,
wish
when
we could have their conversations in the sauna, if I'm honest.
when he was playing James Bond in Goldeneye, there was a very different look
Bond always had to be shaved. All the Bonds
Yeah.
were shaved.
Sean
Well,
Connery.
and her in what?
Sean did get
what was she
shaved.
in? Caligula?
Caligula. She was well shaved in that one, I think.
And look, you guys have watched that. The most I've seen of Helen Mirren was Excalibur, so that's the
She
extent.
goes back quite a distance, and there's quite a lot of interesting photographs of her on the internet, I've been told.
I've been
on.
told. All right, so yeah, this is the where Maeve threatens him. Then we get the next part where Richie is telling our inspector, I don't care how you do it. If you get them out of that house, just get them to any clink holding cell, whatever.
Put him in any nick.
I can get them from there.
Yep, I'll take it from there.
Yeah, and it'll wrap up the case nice and tight too. By the way, because they'll be arrested on suspicion of killing those police. They'll get killed in custody by other prisoners. And then they'll have the evidence and they'll just say, well, clearly they did it. Open, case closed. We're done here. So this is, by the way, how this is how he's worked with Richie clearly several times in the past. This looks like it's something they've done before. He's not in any way, like, yeah, I'm good with it. I'll do it whatever you say, Richie. Then we get back to Kevin, who is now schemed his way into the guy's house, said that he needed to use the bathroom because of a prostate procedure, which interesting.
Little on the nose with that one, wasn't it?
Could be the president.
Yeah, it felt like it was over explaining it. Like I didn't need. You could have just said, "Hey, can I pee?"
Yeah, and
but he was basically saying like, "Hey, I recently had something large and thick shoved up my ass." And now I
Do you think
can't
that's what it
prove
was?
I honestly, you don't think
he was
so?
tempting him?
He was dropping hints the whole time.
I like that. I like that headcanon.
yeah, so they have their conversation where he does the standard thing. You don't know who I am, do you? Do you recognize this name? No, I don't. I drank a lot. I don't have my memory. He's like, well,
I couldn't figure that out. Like, did he have like CTE? What do you mean you can't
No.
fucking remember?
No, he had. I don't want to talk about how I used to grape kids.
Oh, is that a sore subject for him?
Yeah, he's like, I'm taking the Catholic priest approach,
It's
which
a
is
sore
I did
subject for
love
Kevin.
I did love when he was like, "Is it possible you imagined it?"
Oh, what a dick! See, that's what I'm saying. Why would you say that if you know 100% that
Because
you did it?
Matt, if you're the kind of guy who did what he did, you think you're above gaslighting someone and
Remember,
trying to.
he also
"Are you
said
sure?
other people had come and visited him about the same thing.
Are you sure you? Are you sure you remember what you remember?
Yeah, he also said that other people came and visited him about the same thing. So clearly he knows it's not in his imagination. He's just being a dick.
It's like I didn't put it in you. I was just hot dogging. It's cool.
Yes,
All
I was
right.
just hot dogging.
Maybe you're misremembering because you seem to like it.
So then he's about ready to finally, after this conversation, kill him, but then he has a full mental breakdown about actually pulling the trigger on the person who abused him.
That's because he's a good person.
Because at his core, he is a good person. And then this is where things go for this dude. He makes the key mistake.
It's his own fault.
Dude, he told him to leave. He said,
told him
"Go,
to get up and go
leave
away."
me alone."
Now,
And he came back and wanted to touch him and then call him by his name.
No, that's not what did it, man. He sees. All right,
He asked him if he had any
This-
children of his own.
yeah. So he
And
sees.
then he
Now
goes,
this.
"No, I have a brother that my wife gave birth to."
Sore point for Kevin.
Another sore point, sorer
Lots
than
of
his
sore
ass
points.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this whole
Um,
bit was I thought they were going to trick us and have him go off and find a shotgun he's got in the house and shoot Kevin.
No,
I
what
was
they do
thinking
is
that was what was going to happen.
they try to show that this guy's repentance may be even genuine
Yeah.
in the fact that he's seeing a soul in crisis, and so he's feeling the need to try to help.
Mhm.
And he probably also feels an extreme amount of guilt because he did do what he did to this kid. And so he, he comes back over and sits down with Kevin, and then looks at him, with a lot of sympathy and empathy, and says, like Slender said, "Do you have any children?"
Children. Got
Which
any
was the
pictures?
absolute wrong thing to say,
Got any pictures?
because then, bam, right in the head, right between
Immediately.
The,
And
yeah.
Kevin's
That
heel
dude
turn is now
didn't have
complete.
time to realize he was dead. Like,
Wait, how is that a heel turn?
Because now he's actually a killer, stone cold killer.
I
And
think
now
it's
he's going
justified.
to-
No,
Yeah,
it's
no,
So
fuck
what?
that.
I
Doesn't
think
matter if it's
a little
justified.
It 100% does.
okay. Number one, I don't think that Kevin has not killed somebody in the past.
I think he'll
I
have a
have
different
to imagine
attitude the
he
rest of
takes
the
care of
the
people.
rest of the show.
No, I
Yeah,
think
of relief.
Yeah, he's gonna feel like he's recaptured his manhood by doing what he did.
I'm just worried he's gonna go full Targaryen and be as crazy as his parents.
That's what I'm saying.
I heard no bells.
That would be a heel turn.
I ain't heard no bell.
I'm
I-
assuming
I didn't hear the bells.
I'm
I didn't
assuming
hear
he's-
the bells.
He's going to send a cleanup crew in here because he's left his fingerprints all over the place and a bullet in the wall somewhere at the back.
I mean, they're gonna have to clean this up.
Yeah.
They'll call Paul.
He'll call
Oh, yeah.
Harry.
Better call Paul.
What the fuck? What the fuck is it now?
Yeah, and then so he's done with that. Now we get the call. This is the interesting call. Jaime calls Harry and says, "I'll do the deal, but your organization has a leak. You need to plug the leak in the next 24 hours. If that's not done, there's no deal." So that's the key. That's the to do the deal, you have to plug the leak. Now Jaime, having worked with Richie, knows that Maeve is the leak.
Well, he even asked him. He's like, "Do
Is
you
it
know who the
Maeve?
leak is?" And Harry's like, "Yes, I know who the leak
That's
is."
Yes.
not what I took away from this episode.
What'd you take
No.
away from this episode?
That the lawyer is the leak.
No, because Conrad even says at the dinner party. We'll get to that. So Jaime knows that Maeve is the leak. He doesn't say, this is important though. He doesn't say Maeve's name. He says, "Do you know who it is?" Harry says yes. And you need to solve it within 24 hours. Now what that means is you need to kill Maeve and remove her. This is a trap now for Harry, because if Harry didn't actually know who the leak was and is lying, he would never kill Maeve. So if they offer up somebody else, they'll know that it's a lie. There's no way he can do anything other than kill Maeve. But if he kills Maeve, he's going to incur the wrath of Conrad, because at this point, Harry doesn't know that Conrad is aware of what Maeve has been doing. So it's
Meanwhile, Richie's going to kill Maeve.
I am curious what Harry wants to talk to the lawyer about at 10, though.
Well, I thought, because that was immediately after a discussion about a leak.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he calls
so-
the lawyer.
no,
I don't think
because
he's offering up the lawyer.
no, I think he knows that the lawyer is one of the only other
The only
really
ones that-
rational ones who
Yeah.
knows how bad these things are going. I think Harry is looking for the ally he'll need to help deal with what he's going to have to do. But that's all before shit hits the fan. So,
And does the shit ever hit the fan?
yeah. So, so this is the phone call immediately after that to the lawyer.
And
Well,
and they demonstrate this a couple of times in this episode, but like the lawyer basically says to Harry, like, Conrad and Maeve are out of their fucking minds. This family is imploding. And she confides that in Harry. Serafina, when she's talking to Harry earlier, like defers to Harry's judgment on everything. Conrad's getting really pissed because everyone in this family views Harry as having the most authority, more so than even Conrad.
Well, and Harry's got bigger friends than Conrad does.
Yep. And so Conrad, I think, is looking for an excuse to get rid of Harry. He hasn't gotten one yet, but he is probing to find a reason.
Now, I do think it's interesting that she's in a court setting and she's still wearing her
She's like,
The
"Oh,
exa-
tits out."
She,
dominatrix corset look.
she filmed all of her scenes in one afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Dude, I
the
can
exact
tell you
same
right
outfit
now,
the whole time.
I can tell you right now, if she is in front of a jury wearing that, every one of the men on that jury is going to give her the verdict she wants.
So you're saying not only is the plaintiff getting off, but so is the jury?
Yes.
Boy.
He set it up. I had to hit it, man.
Yeah. That was a bump set spike.
I mean, if this was San Diego, they'd be doing that on the sand, playing volleyball with that setup and spike.
With denim cut off jeans. Then Matt will be back in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got the Jeb Bush mad right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got low energy Mad.
I'm here.
Hey, I'm here.
All right, so they're planning. That's Harry planning for plugging the leak. He calls Kat. It's an interesting frame of the shot because he calls Kat. It goes through, and then Harry is looking over at the end of the call, and I think it's during the call he sees Maeve sees Conrad talking with Serafina, who is gonna give her Conrad the update. This is all Harry in a bad place where he clearly is getting done with the Harrigans, knows that he's not in a good spot staying with them. But how does he?
Well,
how
he
do you
doesn't have
get
a
out?
choice. He has to get out.
Yeah. But how do you get out? Like, that's the problem that's coming for him, is he doesn't
Kill
know
them
right
all.
now how to get out.
Yeah.
Kill
He-
them
he-
all.
It is a bigger every day he's there, he is more at risk, and his family is more at risk.
Well, and the phone call, Kat specifically says, Harry, it's you and me now. And then they've set a meeting in London for the next day.
Yep.
So now he's got another commitment to be at.
Yep.
Yeah, I
then
don't
we've
remember
got-
if she said it, but like he set up the meeting with the lawyer at 10. I don't remember what she said, but I think she might have also said, "Meet me at 10. Don't be late." And I was like, "Uh-oh."
I'm not sure what time it was, but the only thing I remember her clearly saying was, Harry, it's you and me now.
Yeah. And don't be late.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently she's so invested in this, she's coming to London.
Yeah. All right. So then we get the Bella scene, which is still stupid and boring, where they're zooming in on the hidden camera. This has a lot of shades of the it's a famous criminal sting that got done in the United States, where they got sitting members of Congress. I think it was Abscam. They came up with a fake company and had
That does not look like a congressional tie.
No, this is because they're getting members of parliament now, undersecretaries. But it's a famous case where they got them on undercover camera, like accepting bribes to.
That's how they got
push.
David Hogg this week, too.
Yeah. Well,
The tie cam.
yeah.
Oh no, what happened?
I'm not allowed to talk about it till Sunday.
Yeah, not this show. If you want to find out what happened, you're going to have to tune into the bullpen at what time?
8 p.m. Mountain, 10
8
p.m.
p.m. Mountain.
Eastern,
Mad's acting
9
like
p.m.
those
Central.
those
On Sunday night.
anti-weed commercials from the 2000s. This is Mads ever since he started smoking pot. He just sits around. A deflated Mad sits on the couch. Oh.
He was all giggly earlier today, though.
No, the gummies make him giggly, not deflated.
No, he was pretty giggly with Barber.
Did you take a gummy, Mad?
No, man, I wish I did.
No, he was just hanging out with Barber. I did like Barber's line about me. Oh, yeah, I think I was on a stream with Brahma once. The guy who smokes nonstop, he reads and he talks at the same time. I was like, what the hell does that mean?
Reading is for anyway. Yeah, Soul says
cool.
Barber's cool.
Yeah, Barbara.
All right. Yeah, so then we get Harry having the in-depth conversation with Conrad again. Lots of subtext about.
And well, then he asked him why he threw old boy off the top of the parking lot.
Yeah.
Well, because he was a loose end, wasn't he?
Well, here's the thing: what Conrad is fishing for since we as the audience have seen this episode and know what the knowledge Conrad has, is did you get Maeve's name? That's what he's trying to figure out.
Trying to figure out if he actually figured something out before Harry.
Yeah.
He should know better.
Then we get one of the most awkward welcome to a dinner parties that you're ever going to see.
But they were 100% right calling her out. Like, you Googled us, right? And you're
Yeah.
still like, oi, I'll still go. What could happen?
Oh, we're going to get to that part. First is the part
Possibly go
where
wrong.
Dude, her
We're-
giving that champagne to Maeve, and Maeve is just so good at being insulting.
Such a bitch.
She's
She's
just,
like,
she's
"What?"
like, oh, and she looks at the label, and then she's like,
practically
Yeah.
sneers.
Didn't Conrad also have a talk with Serafina right before this, where he basically gave her the
did.
signal
Yeah, he
of when
said
to
the
start
signal,
being
I'll
the
wink.
attack dog?
yeah, so and which Serafina proceeds to do. So yeah, so we get the introduction. The camera lingers on a shot, and
glass.
this is how you know it's going to be important. Conrad was smoking a cigar. The camera shot right here stops with him dropping it into the glass, and anybody who's watched enough cop shows knows that's DNA.
well, that's DNA from both of them.
That's DNA from both of them because you got her. You can see the lipstick right there.
Yep.
And you've got him right there. So that's the that's the MacGuffin that you want to get, because you can do that. You can plant DNA evidence now all over any bodies that were found, for instance, that we had a press conference about earlier.
That cigar got magically shorter as it got into the glass. You
did,
can't even
didn't it?
see it in the glass.
Yeah. So pro tip, whenever a camera lingers on something like that, it's gonna come back later. And if it doesn't, they made a mistake wasting time doing that. Conrad gets up now they're all at the table, and Conrad is giving his welcome to our new friends little spiel, which is very awkward. Everybody's at the table but Gina, by the way. You can see we've got Serafina, Eddie, Maeve on one side, and then we've got undercover bitch on with Jan and Harry on the other, with Conrad, of course, at the head of the table.
Well, Gina was welcome. There's even a place setting for her, but it would have messed up the shot.
I think it's funny because Gina's place setting would have been right across from Conrad. That's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
That's normally where Maeve should be sitting. But instead, Maeve is taking her seat next to Eddie so she can stir shit up again.
So she
I don't
can
know. Me and Tom
fondle
were
Eddie.
talking about things. Maybe the Irish do it a little bit different.
Well, they don't
70s
normally sit
year-
at they don't normally sit at tables with cutlery, for one thing.
I think it's funnier that he put Alice right next to him, across from Maeve, next to him, his left and his right hand.
Yeah, that's true. Well, clearly, here's the thing. If she's not an undercover cop, which I think they have suspicion, then he still wants to F her. So,
Which is what Maeve's objection is. That's her
Maeve
Maeve's
kind of
objection.
encourages it while objecting.
yeah, which is funny.
Maeve's too busy feeling
Oh.
up Eddie.
What TV
Yeah,
show,
that's
movie do I
odd.
know
It's
the
a bit
brunette
awkward, isn't
from?
it?
I went and looked it up. Apparently, she was in The Arrival.
The cop?
The undercover cop that's at the
Yeah.
table there. She was in The Arrival back in
The-
2016.
The
I don't remember her in it.
or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I don't like. There's some other stuff here. Backdraft 2.
Gee.
There was
They
a
made,
backdraft
they
too.
made a backdraft too.
Yeah,
Apparently,
I
Which
heard
bald
about it
one's in
again. I heard about it the other day too.
like
She was in
doesn't
the
have a super
Alienist
long
for
list,
8
but
episodes if you watch TV.
yeah, the Alienist. I don't know. Been in a couple of random things, but nothing's jumping out here. Like I said, I think the closest is maybe The Arrival. I saw The Arrival.
I don't know.
Didn't remember
Okay.
her.
70s really doesn't like the Irish, does he? Scottish
Diddly,
Irish
diddly,
having
diddly
an problem?
potatoes. I've got nothing against the
No,
a bit of
yeah.
a joke to follow that.
Yeah, here's what here's the
like how-
awkward moment that 70 Maeve
Yeah,
put,
awkward.
as they're talking about Jan and she's telling Eddie to go up. She puts her
Eddie.
hand in a very inappropriate spot.
Yeah,
Well, then she
man.
starts talking about balls.
Yeah. Yeah, and her whole soliloquy about
Talking to Alice about marital problems.
yeah, about marital problems with the eggs and the balls.
Because your balls are not rocks. They're more like eggs.
Eggs.
And you can use eggs in all sorts of stuff.
She
It's the
forced
weirdest
omelets.
metaphor. I mean,
She's
it's a weird metaphor. But
Now there is something that Brahma would disagree with because Maeve says, and in the end, you occasionally do something, and Brahma will tell you that never happens. So,
That's all married people.
so this is funny, but as Maeve is doing her bullshit, we then turn to this is where Conrad gives the look to Serafina that says, "Go ahead, start the interrogation." And that's where Serafina, and this is what I love most about this, is she starts asking what would be the most basic questions that Jan seemed to, as an idiot, not think of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Completely
She didn't get
exposing.
super complicated with it. She didn't get accusatory. She just asked like the most like, how would you not do this?
It's like,
You live
why
an
would you
hour
show
away.
up?
Why would
Yeah.
you just show up because somebody invited you without finding out who they are?
And if
Yeah.
you do know who we are, why would you still
Why
come?
the hell would you do it then?
And why are you doing? And Serafina is doing it. This is this reminded me a lot of, if anybody watched the Depp trial when Camille Vasquez, hot lawyer, was just like
Camille.
ripping Amber Heard to shreds by not, and she didn't do it with like big dramatic things. She was just asking like basic common sense questions. Like, if this happened, why didn't you do that? Well, why didn't you do this? Why, like with these, and if there's such basic questions, that's how you destroy somebody. You don't because if you ask like,
I'm not
big
going to
questions-
accuse you of being stupid. I'm going to ask you questions that not having the answer for make you look stupid.
Exactly. And she doesn't really have a lot of good answers. And that's where we get
then
Maeve.
it takes a turn, an unexpected
Then Maeve
turn.
gets it to take a turn. Well, we get Maeve and Conrad. And this is hilarious because we're dealing with at this point, I think it's pretty clear that she's probably an undercover cop, right? Yeah,
We all know she is.
we all know she is.
Except for Jan.
Yeah. So while this cop is still within earshot, because what Maeve does is she basically asks, if you're gonna fuck my husband, like
FOOK, folk.
yeah, fuck.
There's not
And then-
there's not any room for another notch on the bedpost.
Yeah, and she gets up. I am like just embarrassed by this question. I'm leaving. And Jan says,
Jan tries to get
to
up.
go after, and then and Harry's just like, no,
Harry's like,
No.
no.
Nope, not right now. Bad
Not right
idea.
now.
Down.
Now, what's great is Harry gets up to go deal with this. And
Off
then we
screen.
have so Harry and the cop are now off screen. And look at the look right now with Maeve and Eddie as
Oh
Harry.
my god. This shit popped off.
Because Conrad lets slip that he had a conversation with Eddie this morning. And now he knows that Maeve was the one who told them where Archie's body was. That he knows that Maeve was the one who gave up Serafina and Brendan's location.
And
That
then
she
Maeve's
is-
like, well, she was the one who was supposed to be
Who's
chopped
supposed to-
up.
She
not
was the
Brendan.
one who was supposed to get killed.
Yeah, that was.
Serafina's just like, what the
Here we go. This is the best part. Like, after he says he got all this, got the stuff from Eddie. Look, she turns and looks at him, and just the scared rabbit face. I continue to think that this little bastard should be the one who gets an Emmy out of this show,
He should.
because he has been like best supporting actor for this season is Eddie Harrigan here.
Yeah.
He's-
Are we starting to like Eddie?
I
No.
like the actor.
I like
hate
the actor. I hate the character.
because
Yeah, me too.
this kid is embodying like this little shit. When he sees Maeve give him those daggers, look at he's just like he's shitting himself right now. And this kid, he is acting with his face, with his eyes, with everything, is giving you who Eddie actually is in this moment.
Well, and
Dude,
he's a
he
weakling
is-
because one conversation with Conrad and he gave up everything on Maeve.
He is the living embodiment of the Oedipus complex taken to the next level.
Well, if the Oedipus has cocaine down her blouse, yeah. I don't think he's trying to get with it.
I wonder what she's
About
done
him,
with him.
because I think she is.
Yeah, well, she definitely is.
Yeah, so it's a great moment here. And then we get the just blowing up between Conrad and now this is great. So we've seen the cop earlier. We got a moment where she palmed through. She had a Ziploc baggie, the big one. She palmed the glass with the cigar and put it in the baggie, and it's in her purse. And then she's going around looking through Conrad's office, and that's where Harry confronts her. Now look at that. If you're an undercover cop and you see Harry D'Souza with his reputation come in looking at you like that, you got to feel like you're in trouble.
Yeah, game over.
See, I did not like this scene.
You didn't.
think-
Why?
Why? Because I think this may have been the first actual patch of bad writing.
How is it bad writing?
Because of how
welcome,
dumb she
Tom.
is. She
How is-
literally, in a house that, I mean, we're all aware that every inch of it has cameras.
The house
You're literally
doesn't have
in the
cameras.
house admitting to
That-
what
no,
you're going
the
to
house-
do.
The house has no cameras and no microphones.
I bet the house is completely
The
wired.
house is not
I know
wired
the the stable is, but I'm sure the house
stable
is too.
but not the house. No, they would never. They've said so much shit. They're never.
Yeah,
wiring that
what about
place.
with their little speech in front of the mantle and shooting his best friend in the
Shooting Archie.
chest?
Yeah, they're not wiring
Okay.
the house. The house is
So
a safe
even if
zone.
it's not, as an undercover cop, you're going to be sitting there in that house telling him, "Yep, we're framing him."
because
Yeah,
she knows
she's
those people are
bad.
about
She's
to
caught.
burst down the doors. She
Yeah, and
The
she's
guy's-
caught. There's no
yeah.
way around it. She's trying to buy time at this
There's
point.
another Tom.
I'm going to add the new Tom. Is the new Tom here?
The new Tom, same as the old Tom.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Now we
Yes.
can.
Okay, I'm on my phone because I was doing Need Radio, so
Oh,
I totally spaced the whole thing out.
I tried to
Yeah.
remind you.
It's all right. I mean, we're still I knew this was going to be a big episode because it's right before the finale, so we're covering all sorts of stuff. So she's wired up, man. She's mic'd up. I don't think she has a traditional, like the way Toby Jones seemed to indicate it. Is
They
that
explained it. It's just her phone is the listening device.
Yeah. So she probably, they're going to be able to edit. Here's the other thing. Toby Jones has already told her to plant evidence. You think that they're going to be beyond just cutting out and stopping the recording and deleting a portion of it? It's
Yeah.
not a big deal. So, and here's the other part.
Yeah, this ain't
that
exactly a legit operation that's
Yeah.
happening right now.
at this point, she knows, like, they're already about to storm through. I'm sure she sent the signal. They're like, I think they said they were like 3 minutes out from whenever she would
1 minute.
hit 1 minute out. So she even says they're coming. They're about to break down the doors. So, don't do it. And this is the part where Harry does the calculations in his head. He he asks for her bag. He goes through it. And we're intercutting that with the dinner scene where everything is just going to hell.
He pulls
Yeah.
a knife on her, and Maeve breaks a bottle.
Yeah.
and has to
She
jag
breaks
it
the
edges
bottle of champagne that was
Champagne.
gifted to her.
and is pointing
That's
it at
awesome.
Conrad.
But the
Yeah, but
implication
what-
I get that's a normal Irish family dinner. Like, there's nothing unusual.
Pretty
about it.
much.
70s is over here. Like
It's
every
usually
assumption
not
I had
supper
is
unless a knife
confirmed.
gets pulled. I mean,
Exactly. It's not a dinner.
But,
not a dinner party till the knife gets pulled.
what's interesting is that Harry, without saying any words, puts the stuff right back in her purse because
really
he sees the out. This is how he can get Maeve and Conrad out of the picture.
This is his
He'll-
best chance.
Is it that, or is he setting her up?
No, this is his chance to get Maeve and Conrad out.
You think
He
so?
has to-
See,
Yeah,
He
because
has to kill
get rid of
Maeve
them.
within the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
Well, the
Actually,
thing
within
is-
the next 12 hours.
well, like Brahm and I were saying, there's cameras everywhere. So who's to say
No,
that he's not getting all this shit on camera?
Not in the house.
No, the house has no cameras.
Yeah.
Mm,
It was the
and
stable
how would that
had
make any
cameras.
difference? I don't think they would put cameras in a place where they talked about their fentanyl racket and
killed a
they
guy.
shot their best friend.
And murdered a man. It's
Yeah.
8 episodes earlier.
Like they have cameras in the stables because, as she said, there's $5 million worth of horses in that stable.
And horses are dumb and can they can hurt themselves very easily to the point. Remember, if a horse gets a sprained ankle, you shoot it and it dies. Like it doesn't recover. So I think the house is a secure zone. No cameras, no wired up, nothing. Like it's
Now I'm guessing they've probably got cameras in the yards, out on the exterior.
with no
No
With no
recording, though.
audio.
It's just CCTV.
but
Yeah.
so he's letting her go because this whole episode has been Harry getting buried under the weight of how can I get out of the Harrigan's shadow, because if I try to leave, they'll kill me and they'll kill my whole family.
I don't know about that because he could just go running to what's her face at any time. She wants him to
She's
work
not
for him
gonna
anyway.
she's not gonna be able to protect the family that fast. They're
I
in the
don't know about
Harrigan's
that.
house.
No, he already said 2 years ago when she made the offer, he's like, even if I had accepted, within a week you'd have killed me. And it's not personal. I get it. It's just good business. I
And he
know
can't
too
run
much.
the cat because Jaime has ordered him on behalf of Cat to get rid of the leak within the next 24 hours. But then him and Cat are meeting sometime the next day in London. So Maeve's got to be gone by then.
Yeah.
But Richie also wants Maeve. He wants to cut her tits off.
Now the other thing is
Very
if
specifically,
Maeve
yes.
if Maeve gets taken into custody through a police operation,
Makes
Harry
it
has
much
a
harder to
perfect-
get to them.
it's a perfect excuse. How come you haven't killed Maeve yet? What am I supposed to do? They stormed the house and arrested him.
Yeah, but Richie can get to them if they're
And
in
if
prison.
if Maeve is dead, the leak is gone.
Yep.
I think Richie ends up killing Maeve.
Maeve's
Doesn't
not
do
the only
anything to
leak,
Conrad.
though.
No, Maeve is the leak. No, she's the only leak.
No, it's the other chick in the FBI too, though.
Alice, the undercover agent.
That's
Yeah.
not a leak.
Yeah,
She's
that's
not the leak.
Yeah.
She's just
Well, she's getting info, and that's why it keeps looking like
Yes.
Harry is the one who's the leak. The leak. That's why it was looking.
But
that
what
way.
info has she actually
Yeah,
gotten?
she hasn't gotten any info. That's not really a leak.
Yeah, she really doesn't.
They're trying to put together little bits and pieces because they were working Jan, but Jan hasn't given him anything really at all yet.
The most she got was that the Harrigans were going to Richie Stevens's kid's funeral.
Yeah.
That was the only like actionable information she got. And even then, that would have been obvious because they were watching it. And as soon as they got out of their limos, they didn't have anything. Like Jan hadn't, they were working Jan to become a source, but they never got anything from Jan to use. That's when they got the gift horse, which was inviting her to dinner. And that's when Toby Jones, by way of Richie, told her to get evidence so that we could plant it on the bodies that we now have of 2 dead cops, so we can hang that on Maeve and Conrad, because all Richie wants is something to get them in custody so that he can murder them in jail.
Yeah. In the intelligence community, they are in the phase of developing an asset. But the asset is not yet yielding any dividends. Jan being the asset.
What was Alice's out from this? Was she always just going to get burned either way?
I mean,
Because normally, if you had the asset embedded with the family for the evening, you would have to arrest her along with everybody else so that there was not suspicion thrown on her.
no, they knew Toby Jones gave her, no, he told her, this is your coup de grace for undercover work, and then you will be the person who brought down the Harrigans. I will get you in for a promotion. You'll become like a giant rising star in Scotland Yard and get all the jobs, whatever job you want now
And a
out
medal.
of this, and the highest medal you can get. That was part of his spiel to her. Like, this is your moment. You're never going to get a bigger thing that you can do as an undercover agent than bring down the Harrigans. You'll do this. It'll be your stuff. And then I'll get you whatever job you want.
Right. But how were they going to get her out if
he told her
it
that they
hadn't
were
been
going to
this way?
storm? No, this was always
She
the
just walked
plan.
out.
It was always the plan that they were going to take her out, like to storm the place, and she was.
And they only
gone.
arrested Conrad
Yeah,
and Maeve. They didn't arrest Eddie. They didn't arrest Serafina. They didn't arrest anybody else. They were there for Conrad and Maeve.
Why
Yeah, I
Maeve?
noticed that. It seemed weird that that's the two that they arrest.
Because Richie wants to kill
Richie
Those are
wants
the
them.
two that Richie wants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
but you have to fill out paperwork for this shit.
Because
So
Maeve
It
is going to
said
be the
arrest Conrad and Maeve. That was
Yeah.
it. That's all it's on the paper.
Because
Paperwork said, make it happen.
they're being the paperwork is implicating both of them in the murder of the two officers.
So they both shot them
That's going to be
with
what
the
they
same
said.
gun.
Either that they
together.
both shot them or they were together when it happened, and that
was
way she's a
bonding.
co-conspirator. and
Okay,
therefore
how did they
guilty.
prove that?
Mad, they're going to kill them before they have to prove anything.
Yeah, they don't
in
have
court.
to
No,
prove shit.
No. They actually do. You have to have probable cause to get a warrant.
This is
Right,
England.
and
This is
the-
different. It's
Yeah,
a
I was
different
gonna
system.
say,
Mad.
you have
It's
to have-
Britain. It's a dictatorship.
Yeah, Britain can get the warrants without probable cause.
Oh, they can?
Yes. They have no Bill of Rights, man.
Not to mention, like,
You
this
ever
was a
seen some of the
super
shit they
deep
did to like
undercover
Irish people?
operation. Like,
Maybe 70s can talk about this, but it's during the 70s, 80s.
Right, but I'm talking about
after-
today.
They still have all the same laws on the books, man. They didn't change them.
You've been a very naughty boy. We're gonna nick you. That's all you need
I
to
would
say.
tell you, Matt, you should tweet about it, but you might get arrested for that.
So you remember when they pulled Harry in the second episode, and they stormed his house with a tactical team, and they were just like, "Hey, Harry, what's up?"
Stop,
Yeah.
or I'll yell stop again.
And that was where we got the mixed metaphors. Is he a plane or is he a train? So anyway, so Harry lets her, then we cut back to this is the great shot. Like, poor Jan. They're about like ready to rumble with there's Maeve breaking the
God,
glass.
I wish they had. I wish this would have kept going.
At this point, Harry's left the table, so Jan's by herself. She's the only non-Harrigan there. She's got Conrad with the knife and Maeve with the broken bottle, about to kill each other. Oh, it's a good look right there. That's
Well, when Conrad was like, "Well, we'll just call this the party house," he was not joking.
nope. And then they hear the cops coming. Right, the sirens are start wailing, and this
They
is
hear
I
the
love how
chopper first.
Yeah.
I think.
the chopper and the sirens, and they immediately, because they're pros at this, kind of know what's coming. And look how quickly they shift gears.
No. Pause. They're not pros at this. Conrad is a pro at this.
Maeve
Fucking
is too.
Maeve looks at Eddie and is like, "Let's go get the guns." Conrad's like, "No, fucking sit down. We're having a nice family dinner." Because
Yes,
Maeve is still stupid as fuck.
Yep. And there was would you pass the potatoes, please?
Diddly,
Oh.
diddly, diddly.
Yeah, Harry, I know the broken bottle is a trope, but it's great when it's done right.
It was done right. It was done right. It was so it's just so absurd.
And then we get like the shot where like they're reaching over to give each other a kiss as they're getting the tactical team. This is like straight out of Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Tactical team coming in while they're at the dinner table. Look at Jan has both hands on the table. Everybody's putting their hands on the table so they're in sight.
and then Conrad, Eddie, don't forget to feed my dogs.
I kind of wish they'd gone for Maeve's suggestion to get the guns. That might have been fun. She wanted a shootout.
Yeah, but we had one more episode we had to
I
film.
know. Yeah.
Now the question is Conrad, is this the part where we'll get like Conrad being the crazy F when they try to come get him in custody? He's going to turn the shiv around and like stab everybody else. Like the full Watchmen moment where like I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me.
Yep.
he is Conrad 100 Guns Harrigan.
I think Conrad will be fine. I think Maeve's screwed.
Yeah, I think Maeve is probably.
I don't know. I think she may be scarier.
Yeah, but
Who,
she's going to
Maeve?
get delivered to Richie.
Yeah, Richie's gonna cut her tits off.
Yep.
I don't think
He
Richie
was
does
very
anything
specific.
to Conrad. I think he does specifically ends her before the season is out.
Yeah, I think at this point Richie would probably actually prefer to make Conrad have to experience everything Richie went through.
Which is now losing a son, losing
Yeah.
a wife.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. I don't think that Richie likes the idea that Maeve thinks she's got a relationship with him that she can take advantage of.
Yeah.
And the arrogance of Maeve thinking she could dictate to Richie after what happened. I think Richie wants to. Richie likes to send messages. So I'm with Slender that
He's
I think
pretty good at it too.
there's a non-zero chance that Maeve is the one that gets murdered.
Conrad
Then
gets
shot.
out of this season. Maeve doesn't.
Yep. Because Helen Mirren's
No,
got
as
other
you guys
shows.
just said, he's got to lose a kid and a wife.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. It's got to be eye for an eye.
Which also neatly solves Harry's problem.
It solves a lot of problems, really.
Well,
now we
it's
just
If
got to
they
deal
can
with
find
Eddie.
that she's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, Harry's weak. That's a problem. He's growing old and weak. He's basically Biden, like we were saying.
Conrad.
You mean Conrad?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Yes.
Yeah. Harry is not weak. Harry is the most badass motherfucker in the whole show.
So then we
Maybe
get-
in all of England.
Yeah.
I did like when he was like when the Mexican guy Jaime was like he was like, was it you who ran into my friends down in Antwerp? Were you really alone? Because he went into the fucking shipyards and killed like 20
Mhm.
people. That was pretty awesome.
I'd have probably
I think,
with the.
I think in
AK
different
shot a little bit more.
circumstances, Jaime would have been like, "Damn, dude."
But Harry
Respect.
didn't.
Harry didn't what?
In Antwerp, he didn't kill anybody. He got there afterwards.
No, he did.
No, he
he
went
killed
to the
All he did was
shipyard
make
and he
the-
killed
Oh
everybody.
yeah,
No.
that is true. Yeah,
where he killed
forgot
like
about that scene.
he wiped out the entire
Yeah, where he
tier of people.
had the human shield and everything.
And the unlimited ammo for his AK.
Yeah,
They showed him picking it up from other people a couple times.
Yeah, he was grabbing other people's AKs
Yeah.
and shit too. Now,
Yeah, he
granted, I don't disagree with you. There was
There was more rounds than a magazine should hold a
copious
couple times.
expenditures of
But I
ammunition.
appreciate that they made the effort to show him at least swapping and swapping magazines to where he was pulling it a couple times to get the extras. I just need the show to at least make a little effort, and then I can buy into it. I also absolutely hate when someone's holding a revolver and it makes the slide cocking sound because people in Hollywood think that all guns just make that noise.
Yeah, all the time. The worst
And,
was in
and they use
Fast
that
X.
sound like when you're pulling it out of the holster, when you
When you aim it.
yeah. When you drop it and it slides on the ground,
Yeah, it's the worst.
which, unless you've got what is it? Is it the SIG that does that? There was that model of SIG.
The P220, the P320, where it had misfire issues.
Yeah, the drop fire.
Oh yeah.
It didn't even have to be dropped.
Nuh-uh. Or
It would
just go
just-
the fuck
the-
off.
No,
pin would just go off.
some dude fucking shot himself in the leg because he had one of those on his hip.
No, I know. They did a voluntary trigger upgrade. I know because I have a P320,
Yes,
and
but there
if
was
you-
nothing wrong with the trigger.
no, exactly, there was nothing wrong with it. They just voluntarily changed the entire trigger unit.
You do that
completely,
sometimes.
completely free, right? You shipped it right off, and they did it, and they sent it back a few weeks later with you didn't have to pay for shipping to or shipping from, and you got it completely. And
Oh,
but
that's
then
nice of them.
all you didn't have, you just signed a little acknowledgement that you understand that there's nothing wrong with your P320. This is a voluntary thing just to make it better. So
Yeah.
all right. So as they're being arrested, Maeve starts singing an Irish folk song, and
Yeah, some shit that nobody wants to
Some
hear.
rebel thing. yeah.
Rebellion. Yeah.
you know,
Like oh man, what's that one that the Foggy Dew, you know?
70s as a Scotsman, do you feel like the Irish are just low rent Scottish since
Well,
they
they are
rebelled
our-
against
Hey,
They
fuck you.
are- they are
they
our
rebelled
junior
against England, but they
partners.
couldn't. Hey, because Scotland actually pulled off a successful
Wait,
rebellion.
who said, "Hey,
They
fuck
are
you"?
our junior partners
Tom.
in the Celtic world. They've always had a very high opinion of themselves.
Well, they haven't successfully rebelled against England and become an independent.
Well,
fully
now-
They
nation.
did. They did. In
They did
No,
invade
because-
Canada.
When did I thought that Northern Ireland's always been occupied since England
It
took it?
still is. Yes.
Yeah, so that's different than Scotland basically taking over the monarchy of England. And
Oh,
then
if we could have
reverse
got that
Scotland
Canada.
pulled the reverse coup. Yes, we took the.
Yeah,
over.
like because Queen, good old Mary, Queen of Scots, her kid ended up being the King of England. So there you go. That's it. Is like
Indeed.
they use the Longshanks method. If we can't beat them by fighting them, we're gonna breed them
They're-
out. So our queen had kids. Fuck you. We
Although
win.
Elizabeth did have her executed, but she'd had the kids, so
Yeah, exactly.
This is difficult for me because I'm a quarter Irish, but I recognize that that's the quarter of me that's subhuman. So
yeah.
Ugh.
They're just they make a lot of noise and people think they're bigger than they are. They're the junior partner in the Celtic world.
The
There's more
Fenians.
of
and
Sure,
then
that's
Brian
bad.
leans over and flips me off.
Full of
Get
guests
the
tonight.
Fenians.
He's
Yeah.
Irish too.
Welcome to Cinevere joining the show for the first time.
Hi. Sorry, I'm late. I accidentally double booked.
Oh, that's fine. Have you been watching Mobland at all?
I actually didn't even hear about this one. I pulled out of Western media like pretty hard. I
You
actually.
can go into this one. It's good.
Oh, really?
It's fantastic.
I actually just finished watching Judge Dredd for Niat's channel, Film Comics Explained. Like we were covering that today, and
The Stallone or
yeah,
the
the Stallone one.
Yeah, the good one.
No, it's not. I haven't seen Dredd,
Pretty good.
but
Then how do you
Judge-
know?
Well, I mean, Judge Dredd was campy, but it was so fun. I mean, like I enjoyed it for how bad it was.
I was gonna say campy isn't necessarily bad.
No.
Look at Evil Dead. And
Look at
Oh, yeah,
Neil
for
Army of
Breen.
sure.
Darkness and
can't be. You have to do it within reason. Like Batman Forever coming off
Batman
of.
and Robin.
I said Batman Forever. No, Batman Forever is the campy within reason coming off of the Tim Burton ones, and then they just gave him the blank check, and we got Batman and Robin, and it just went way.
I reject your hypothesis on that one.
It'll be a
Batman and
cold
Robin
day
is-
in hell.
It's an amazing film. It's a great film.
Go
Made
see
all
the
sorts of
movie.
money. It's great.
Yeah,
That's actually pretty
the cold puns from Arnold Schwarzenegger. You can't say no to those. But this show, so
That's
Mobland.
cold. Don't say that about my
They're going
movie.
to put me in the cooler.
So Mobland is basically, it's Guy Ritchie produced. It's got Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, Patty Considine from House of the Dragon. It's all-star cast, well acted. It's a mob, as in implied by the name, mob drama. We're at episode 9, and they drop on Sunday, so it's a 10-episode season. So the finale is this Sunday.
Yeah, this is the penultimate.
In theory,
I
you could
don't
catch
even
up and watch
typically like mob dramas, and I have been thoroughly enjoying this show.
So it's it's more than just like crime going on. There's a lot of fantastic acting, good scene stuff. All right, so for
Family
those of
political
Yep.
intrigue.
Yeah, so we end the shot.
That right there, go back a little. That right there is why I think maybe the daughter has come to her senses and realized this whole family is super fucked up, and I never should have got as involved as I did, and would not be okay with the parents separating.
It could also just be pure fear. And her dad.
It could be, but I don't
She's
know.
a little less defiant this time than when the cops came for her dad.
Good luck with your test. Fuck you. No.
No, don't say that. All right, so that we get that shot, and then our end shot, which I think is just Jan. Jan is now by herself at the table. This is framed beautifully, by the way, too, with the light coming in. While she's by herself.
It is well shot. It is.
I mean, Jan is seething, right? She's now basically knows that the only friend she thought she had was only talking to her because she was an undercover cop trying to get to the Harrigans.
That's why you shouldn't meet new people.
That her family, this whole thing, that she's stuck in this house, that she's stuck in this life she doesn't want to be a part of.
Well, there's a little bit of symbolism going on there too. She's turning her back to the light.
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna go dark Jan, that'll be an interesting twist. She's been the one trying to get away from her husband doing that.
Dude, she's such an NPC, though. She's the most boring human being on the fucking planet.
Yes.
All right, so we've
like, Harry, I know you're out here being a fixer and kicking ass and doing all the awesome shit, but we should go to couples therapy.
Harry didn't go to couples therapy.
No, Harry had some things he had to take care of.
All right, so we'll do quick predictions for the finale. We'll go down the line. Slender, what do you think happens in the finale?
I think it could go a couple of different ways. Right now, I'm leaning on Maeve gets killed. Conrad may be stuck not running the family for quite some time. And I'm really worried that Kevin is going to do the Targaryen thing, take over the family and be as crazy as his parents.
All right. Mad, what do you think?
I think Kevin's fine. He's made. I think he's going to be even better now that he's dealt with his past trauma.
I hope you're right. This is what I want to happen, Matt.
And he's going to start his healing journey.
I appreciate your optimism.
Yeah, that's always worked out.
Brahma, what do you think?
Maeve's not getting out of it. Conrad's probably going away for a little while. Jan and Gina will leave. Harry will have to deal with that next season, along with whatever we learn from Kat tomorrow. I'm still interested in why everybody's so interested in Harry. Like, me and Tom were talking about it. Where did he get his training?
Yeah, those skills.
The streets.
What makes him known so well amongst everybody?
What kind of smarts does he have, Matt?
Street smarts.
Yeah, and obvious military training.
He doesn't have obvious military training. He's just someone who's you can get
got a lot of practice, man.
Right? I'm just gonna be honest. Like, you can be very proficient with firearms without having been in the military.
I can tell you, as someone who has been in the military, you can be in the military and suck with firearms.
Very proficient.
Yeah,
there were plenty of people on the ship that, guess what? Oh, I can't stand that watch because I'm not qualified to carry an M16. Fuck you.
Right.
That means I have to stay on that watch. You son of a bitch.
Yeah. 70s, what do you think?
I think Kevin's going to go back to taking it up the ass, but this time voluntarily.
Good Lord.
Wow, that went dark.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm not entirely sure. I really can't make my mind up. I don't think Maeve and Conrad are going to die. I think something.
I
else
don't
is
think
gonna
Maeve
happen.
and Conrad are going to die.
I don't think. I don't
Maeve.
think either of them will die. No,
Oh,
I
okay,
don't think
there
she's
you
gonna
go.
die. But I do think Harry has been playing some other game the whole time, and he does have those skills. Where did he get those skills?
From the militia.
Possibly he's deep undercover trying to take down international.
He's been in there
mob
since
stuff.
he's known the guy since high school, though.
Well, does it matter?
They were in jail together when they were like 15.
Well, where did
Well,
you pick up all
and-
those
and when-
very super secret skills then?
When he was
He's
16,
killing
he
people
found a
for the mob.
pamphlet titled "How to Be a Badass," and he
I don't-
read the
I don't
whole
think you
pamphlet.
get-
It
don't
came
think
from
also-
Count
those-
Dante.
You don't get that stuff working. For
I'm
the
just gonna
mob.
say the only thing that would make me the main thing that makes me question that is in episode 1, he gunned down 2 people indiscriminately.
He found it in the Green
that-
Dragon.
I would
Temple
think
of the
that,
Black Snake.
Yes.
as much leeway as they give undercovers. I don't think. Hey, Matt, was that ever allowed for you to just
See-
murder 2 people?
Minorities?
Strictly speaking, we don't know.
Only one of them was a minority.
Strictly speaking, we don't exactly know Kat's true background yet. What if she's CIA?
I don't
You
think
know.
that makes her less criminal.
It doesn't
No,
make
I
it less
think it
criminal,
makes
but
her
may
more.
Change, it may
Yeah.
change the relationship she and Harry have had, and the other guy that came to visit Harry in the garage, the
That's true.
garage. So
All right.
there's something else from an intelligence
Presumably,
perspective
the
going
guy
on.
who came to visit Harry was sent by Cat.
He was, and I think he's another Black Ops type operative. There's something else going on, and we're going to find out about it.
You know who we need to see more of is Harry's crew. We haven't seen Zorsha or whatever his name is.
Yeah, they're very just.
Like after the
In
car
it.
chase where the one dude shot the guy in the face. Oh, I missed that. Like we need more of those two. They need a spin-off where they just
Oh.
do their own thing.
All right, and the last person who watches the show, Tom, do you have a finale prediction?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on whether or not Maeve is going to get it or not. I mean, I know Richie wants her, but for some reason, I got this gut feeling that Harry's going to find a way to save her first. I mean, because
agree.
I don't,
Yes.
because I know that Richie's going to want to keep Conrad alive for a while. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, they've set this up in a way that makes it very difficult to predict anymore.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
I
Which is
agree.
great. Yeah.
Yep.
I
Alright, so-
can see like 3 or 4 different ways it could go, but I'm not
Right,
confident
right.
in any of them.
All right. That leaves me, I guess. I'll do my. I also am in agreement that Maeve is probably not seeing her way out of the finale. I think that Conrad gets incarcerated, and he thinks he's going to be running the family from in there, when in fact it's not going to be him anymore, because Kevin and Harry will be trying to right the ship through the fentanyl deal. But I think by next season, what's going to blow up is Bella's stupid side project of blackmailing
Mhm.
undersecretaries of parliament is going to cause even greater problems than they can imagine for their family, since that brings the microscope of full-on like governmental, oversight issues.
I do
so
think this thing with Kevin's going to come back to bite him in the ass too.
I think Kevin.
Literally.
Yeah.
I think Kevin
100%
is going
it
to,
has
yeah,
to.
and I think Kevin is going to spiral and try to start having it. I think he may even get physical with Bella.
I think you'll see
As
him
a
in the
result
Blue-
of-
He should.
He'll be in the Blue Oyster Club in the next episode.
Yeah,
No,
He
I-
might
if
even
he'd
kill the
gotten
kid and
physical-
Bella.
Yeah.
If he'd gotten physical with Bella a while ago, he wouldn't have half the problems they got right now.
Now
True.
the problem
No, I
for
know,
this,
but yeah.
now the thing for the finale, right? If Kevin is spiraling, and Harry Harry may think, okay, Conrad's incarcerated, Kevin's my boy, we can fix this now. And then Kevin comes home and he's like, and he murders Eddie. Clearly
That's what I'm thinking is he might murder Bella and Ellie. He just might flat out do it. Yeah.
Dude, that would make me so happy if he murdered Eddie. I'd feel a little bad for Bella, but like Eddie, yeah, go ahead, do it.
I don't know.
Please.
He's kind of winning me over. I get him.
No,
Bella
Mad,
deserves it
Mad,
too.
no. No.
He seems like he's really sweet to whatever the chick's name.
Matt, I'm
The
gonna play
daughter.
your intro
They
thing
seem-
again.
He's
Hold
playing
on,
her like a
hold on.
motherfucker, dude. You know it.
She knows it too.
Matt,
Stop pointing fingers. You're a problem.
She knows she's being played.
All right. So
I can't help it if I fall for the bad boys.
You are so gay.
So all right, well that wraps up our full, like, we did the full breakdown, spent a good couple hours. So we're still gonna have a couple things we'll hit on real quick, but thanks for sticking with us. But because it's right before the finale, we really wanted to go deep dive into it since this is our probably last one. Next week we'll have the just full season review.
So next week's episode is entitled "The Beast in Me," which I'm hoping they'll use the Nick Lowe song "The Beast in Me," which was also used in The Sopranos.
That kind of would, if that's the title, that makes me think Kevin is spiraling.
Yep.
That's a
that would-
Sopranos nod as well. If it's the same,
That's why I think that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be the thing that gets wrapped up more so in the finale, and all the other stuff is gonna be left open. Because I agree. I think Conrad's gonna go to prison at some point here, probably.
Could we see Kevin spiraling, not killing Bella or Eddie, but maybe self-deleting as a result of this?
I don't think he'll do that. I just think
No.
he's gonna go completely insane. Because
He'll go
at this
crazy.
point,
that'd
I mean,
be
he
a
already hated
terrible
the kid
way
as it
to-
was. So
Yeah, that'd be a terrible way to tie off that arc. Like that. No. That'd be no.
no, it comes down to he can't do it, right? Like that's
Guy
what it
Ritchie
is.
tells a better story than that.
Yeah. And like I said last week, predicting this whole thing with this guy, because he was just about out the fucking door till the guy mentioned Eddie, basically, and the moment he did that, he fucking snapped. And
Yeah.
it wasn't because he's like, oh my god, you're gonna do that to my kid too. No, it was because don't mention that little bastard's fucking name. That's what that was about.
What's great, yeah, it completely shifted him from
Or not so much mention his name, but reminded him of Eddie.
Yeah,
basically,
it
at
shifted
that
him
moment.
from childhood trauma to rage, which is So
Like before,
from
that
childhood
scene-
trauma to current trauma, basically. Yeah.
Well, so he's at
before
stage
that
2
scene
of the
even
7
finished
steps.
playing out, me and Bride were watching it, and he's like, "Do you have any children of your own?" And I was like, "That was the wrong question, dude."
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's set up in a way where you think he's doing it, because he knows this guy's a PDF. No, it's because you just brought up the wrong fucking subject.
But
You
he's
could have
only-
asked him anything else.
He's at stage 2 of the 7 steps. Denial, anger,
He's on his healing journey.
so he's only reached the second stage. We've got to see all 7. I don't. It's funny. Kevin's story really is totally at the side of everything else. I mean, it has no impact apparently on. I mean, look at it on what's
Yeah,
going
like I said,
on.
he's got.
I
the
think it
after-school
will.
special. Everybody else is in this great mob drama, and Kevin went to an after-school special.
Well, and that's why I think it's going to wrap up in this next. Like, I think at least most of it is to the point where we kind of have an idea where Kevin's going to be going forward.
The Blue Oyster Club. I think that's just what I said.
Pretty much, probably. And the
And
one
on
time I'm
that-
not
I
on my
think-
music.
I think Kevin is going to be pivotal in season 2. I think they're building him up to something important.
If there is a season 2.
they're
It's
gonna
already
miss
been
it.
approved.
Yeah.
It's been
Is
announced.
it? All right.
Yep.
okay.
Yep. All right.
So we can't
Speaking
kill
of
too many people.
so this is a good spot to transition to our next topic because I think we've kind of run our course on that. I know Tom may or may not want to hang out because it's about anime, and you may or may
Oh,
not
boy.
be interested.
Oh, I'll definitely get out of here. So thanks for having me, though, and I appreciate it.
All right. Hopefully
Take
you're
care.
good. Are you good? Maybe next week to go over do the full season review.
Yeah, I should be able to, I think.
Oh,
If I'm
sweet.
around.
That'll be awesome. Great. So we'll look forward to that. Thanks for hanging out, Tom. We're a
See you, Tom.
smaller show, but
See you,
you
mate.
can plug anything you
Bye,
want on your way out.
You can find me at Midnight's Edge After Dark, doing Mead Radio over on Rumble right now. You can find me at any of those places. Thanks so much.
Sweet. All right. Thanks, Tom.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye. All right. As Tom's go there. All right. So this is something that annoyed the F out of me, and Matt is probably completely disinterested.
I'm here.
Crunchyroll did their yeah, that's right. It was Weave Day, right, on Lit Dev's show. Crunchyroll did their anime awards, and they gave Anime of the Year to solo leveling season 1. This is
No.
important. I appreciate that, man.
Well, I didn't
I-
watch the awards. I forgot about it. I had it on the calendar, but the alarm didn't go off. It was weird.
Should have DVR'd it.
All right. So so this is by Crunchyroll. These were the nominees. So Slender, I know you've seen
Slender's
lot
not
of
here
these.
right now.
Where did he go? Did he God dang
Yeah,
it.
right as you started the topic, he said BRB.
The one thing where
the
I know
topic
he's-
that he wants to talk about.
I've
Well, this
read
one was
and
me.
watched. I've read the manga and watched the anime. I love solo leveling.
it's yep, technically a manhwa, with the difference being Korean
Well,
origin, full color.
Damn,
I
get
only say
schooled, girl.
manga as an umbrella term because if you say manhwa, it confuses a lot of people. So I just kind of
before.
yeah. See, so it's just like it's easier to say manga. But yes, I do know it's a manhwa.
Oh, true.
Damn,
Sorry,
get schooled, boy.
I did not mean to be like the actually guy, but yeah. So what's really important in terms of the decision making here is that solo leveling is a Crunchyroll co-production. They are knee deep in producing the anime.
Okay.
Oh,
So I
didn't
don't
know
think it's very fair. They were the ones who went to A1 and pitched through Aniplex, which is one of their co-companies now through Sony, doing a solo leveling anime.
which is
And-
wild considering I give season 1 like maybe a 7 out of 10, but
yeah,
season
season
2,
2 is where they picked it up.
yeah, they altered season 1 for no reason. Like they ruined my favorite part of season 1. It pissed me off. Oh my gosh.
Which was that?
When Sung Jin Woo takes the first life of a human and he does his countdown, it's a cold, very bloody move that shows that his emotions are starting to shift. Like he's starting to change from being just a regular hunter to now he's part of the system. He has to pay attention. I mean, like there's a whole personality shift. It was cold. It gave me chills. I was so stoked to see this in the anime, and they put an exposition dump right there for no fucking reason. Like we all know he's struggling. We don't need to hear the inner dialogue of him struggling. We are seeing it.
They do a weird thing. One thing that I've read the manhwa, and what solo leveling has done in their anime adaptation is weird, where they'll drag out certain things, like you said, and then they'll speed run others. Like when
Yeah.
in season 2 specifically, when we get to the island arc, where he's when we get Beru the Ant King introduced, and he takes out the Japanese S tiers,
Well,
and they
I think
completely like skimp on that. You get nothing, where in the manhwa you get a lot. It's very intimidating as he's taking out each group of those Japanese S tier hunters.
honestly, I think it's because it is the Japanese. This is made by the Japanese who's trying to adapt a manhwa from South Korea, whom they do not get along with, into an anime. And they're still making it work, but I think they're trying to cut out the negative parts that kind of hurt Japan in some form or fashion.
That's a good point.
They're trying to Japanese it up.
Yeah,
Well,
a
no,
little
there's
bit.
still a lot of bad blood about it. Some of those things.
Well, I was kind of
I-
curious how they were going to handle that part because in the manhwa, it's really, really messed up how far they're willing to go, or the Japanese are willing to go to screw over Korea or
Yeah,
South Korea.
Like there's
So-
the conspiracy that the Japanese hunter associations basically wanted to use this as a way to get glory for them and wipe out the S tiers from Korea, at the same time.
Good
Which
plan.
is, well, in the context of the story, the hunters, S tier hunters, are basically your equivalent to militaries. Like an S tier hunter can take out in it. There, I would say one S tier hunter is like a friggin' aircraft carrier group worth of firepower. So if you take out the S tier hunters, you're effectively doing a full military decapitation of that country. They're sitting ducks. That being said, as fun as the show is, especially season 2 over season 1, this anime of the year was for season 1. Now it was nominated for season 1, and it was competing against Dan, Delicious in Dungeon, Free Ren, Kaiju number 8,
Kaiju
and the Apothecary Diaries.
Okay, I'll say this. It beats Kaiju number 8,
Yes,
and it beats Delicious in Dungeon.
but it doesn't.
It
touch
does not
Free
beat
Ren.
anything else on the list.
No,
No.
in my order would be Free Ren, Apothecary Diaries, Dan.
I'd probably
But,
switch
but you
those
could
two.
even swap Dan with Apothecary Diaries.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that's
that's what
the
I would
order
do.
I would go. Free
Yeah.
Ren, Dan.
I mean,
Yep.
I really like Apothecary Diaries. Mine would be Free Run Apothecary Diaries, Dan. But I think if I were being honest, I would see Dan beating out Apothecary Diaries.
But we all agree basically that Free Ren is goated and
Free
should have
Run
won.
is
No, we don't.
possibly the best
Hold
anime
on.
ever.
Oh,
Shut up.
okay,
Imp.
here we go,
Whoa, I'm
Imp.
kicking him out. He's
Yeah,
gone.
Why
Gotta
do you
go.
hate Free Ren?
I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not this
What was-
amazing thing. Anime.
All right, so
10
Cinevere,
years.
you may not know Imp. He is a man who hates things that people like.
Here we go. We
He has never liked a band that wasn't in someone's garage.
Nope, nobody needs to hear the hipster over here like, oh, everybody else likes it, so I don't, because I'm cool and edgy.
I can see why people why
Okay, I'll
he would
unmute
come
you.
to that point of view, because it's slower paced in the beginning, and then it feels
Pacing
more.
has nothing to do with the pacing. I
Oh,
thought it was
really?
decent. It just I didn't think it was amazing. That's not the genre I tend to go for. Look at my PFP.
Well, then that might
He's
be
a-
why you don't like it. It's not your genre.
No giant robot Gundam.
There's not a single mecha on this listing for awards. It's a sad state of where anime's at these days.
There
Or
What-
where the
what
mecha
me-
is.
What mecha anime from last year
Yeah.
should have gotten
Mecha
on the list?
animes are for old people, Imp.
Right?
And I'm fucking old.
Well,
What you
yeah,
think?
you can't say that you didn't like this anime because mechas weren't being represented when there was no mecha anime for
No, I'm
them
not.
to
No,
represent.
I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. I didn't say that at all.
Okay, that's what your argument sounds like. Let
No,
me
no,
clarify.
no. I'm just. I watched the first 4 episodes. I'll give something 4 episodes, be it live action, anime, whatever, so I can see if I'm okay with the pacing or whatever. I just couldn't get into it. It did
Lame.
absolutely nothing for me. And this comment I made about mecha is that there's not a single mecha show in this
Ah.
award thing. And that is to me is a statement on how anime is in this day and age.
Or a statement on mechas.
Considering it was mecha anime that carried them through the 70s, that we actually have an
No one
anime.
remembers the 70s, Imp.
You know what's sad? The best mecha anime we've had in the last couple of years was Bravern.
The best
you
mecha
didn't
anime
like that
we've
one?
ever had was
Oh,
Full
and
Metal
ever?
Panic.
Ever?
Full Metal
I mean,
Panic was the best mecha anime.
It's hard to skip the Gundams if you're gonna go ever.
Gundams
not.
are, oh my god, there's too many Gundams.
They're overrated.
Yeah,
I like
overrated.
how Matt
bro.
is waiting to hear something he can laugh
so
on screen.
overrated, so lame.
Sure. And if it wasn't
You
for
want
the
to talk
original
about
Gundam-
you want to talk about something better than Gundam? Let's talk about Neon Genesis. That's the peak right there.
Are any of these going to be made into a live action anime?
No,
I like
for God's
those.
sake, I hope.
Oh Jesus! Matt is treating this like he's doing a lit dev show, and he's just trying to piss
As,
off.
as the slice of life anime guy, I love fucking with people who like mecha anime.
Do you, Cinevere? Do you have a favorite genre that you lean towards?
Isekai.
Of course, it's great. No, I like.
Pride
All right,
likes Isekai too.
question: Mushoku Tensei, ReZero. Which one's better?
ReZero.
Oh,
Boom.
I was asking her and trying to hear what she said.
I hate
Sorry, I
ReZero.
have opinions too.
Thank you. That is the right answer.
I
Although
hate
Mushoku
ReZero.
Tensei is great.
I could not get into it. The author did such a good job making the main character a sleazy scumbag piece of crap that I just could not read any more of it or watch any more of it. None of
But
them.
he actually takes a
at
very
least he's
good
got
journey
the
of
stones to be a
self-development.
hero
Yes.
instead of fucking Subaru or whatever the hell.
Natsuki
I'm
Subaru.
so sad. I want to die.
No,
Ugh.
Do you understand
see
the trauma?
Natsuki. Do you understand the mental trauma you have to go through
This
to
woman
die
loves me,
repeatedly?
but I love this elf chick that I barely know.
Slender Dad
Gross.
is Team Rem, and he really
Oh,
got offended by
I'm
how
Team
season
Rem.
1 went. Amelia has She Will Shine by time we animate arc 6.
What I would like to see is him chasing Amelia, but then going for Rem. You know,
Well, Rem
just
doesn't even have
discovering.
a memory of it. Rem doesn't exist right now. They got to fix that. So
That's because she got ate by the whale, right?
no, she got ate by gluttony. You haven't watched season 3 yet, have you?
No.
You got to watch
You keep
season
telling me
3.
you got to watch season 3. I'm like, I hated seasons 1 and 2. Why do I got to watch season 3?
Because it's still an awesome, amazing anime with fantastic animation, great plot, and you finally get the Wilhelm resolution in season 3.
Dude,
going all the way
if you want to do
White Wind.
isekai or mecha, then it's
Good point. He has every reason to be sad. The man experiences death half a dozen times before half point of season 1, for fuck's sake.
you'd
Which-
think at some fucking point he'd get used to it.
You know, he
Could
still
you?
feels the pain every single time. It's not like he's,
If-
pain free.
If you saw your
Visions of
family
Escaflowne was
slaughtered in
better.
front of you multiple times, right? If you saw it multiple times and tried everything you could to fix it, would you get used to it?
Depends
Yeah.
on which family members it was.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think you
Ones
can
you
imagine
like,
it
Matt.
because you're not in that situation, but I can empathize in a sense with knowing what it's like having somebody, die for whatever reason. I don't think I ever want to see somebody die in front of me again,
Okay, now let's pause. I get what you're saying, but I do not want my heroes to be normal people. I want them to be heroic.
Doesn't he
He
get
is
there?
not. No, he's never even sniffed heroic.
How do you know when he took out the Sin Archbishop, not Julius, it was Subaru.
He's got
Yeah.
a very long and pretty realistic growth in, in
Again,
his,
I don't want
not
my
only
heroes to be
personality, but his
realistic. I want my
prowess.
heroes to be
You
heroic.
don't want
Well,
them to
yeah,
have a
but
growth
you gotta
either.
let him get
Yeah,
there
he's
first.
gotta
They
be
all
tall,
have to
he's
have
gotta
that
be
growth.
He's got to be tall. He's got to be strong, and he has to be larger than life.
Yeah, he's got to be ready for the fight.
Okay,
Oh, bloody fucking
Bonnie Tyler over here. So,
I was afraid I wouldn't have anything to contribute to this conversation.
Like I said, I like Visions of Escaflowne. That is my isekai.
That's a beautiful anime. I agree, and I understand why you like it.
all right, here, you want to talk controversy? I'm going to show, all right, best. I'm going to show you what one of the nominees was for best isekai. Slender. I'm showing you right there.
What's that?
How
say?
stupid is that? Shangri-La Frontier was nominated for best isekai.
No.
I've never seen it.
It's not an isekai.
It's not. He's just playing a video game. It's a full dive video game. That's
and
how
it's
stupid it is.
awesome, but it should not be nominated for isekai.
Huh.
I do agree that ReZero season 3. Now the problem is this was ReZero season 3, the first half, whereas the second core of Mushoku Tensei was fantastic. That was the
Jobless Reincarnation is really good, but I kind of agree. Oh, we lost somebody.
Who did we lose?
Looks like Cinevere.
Cinny.
But
Where'd
I
it
kind of
go?
agree that it's not so great that he's really pervy.
Slender's opinions have offended her, so she left.
I hope not.
No, but I was.
Did no one prep her for what she was getting into?
No.
She's been on streams with me before.
Yeah, she knew about Matt.
Yeah, so I got into an argument because I do an anime show on Mondays with Bagels and Crimson Law, and we went over this. And I was livid that Shangri-La Frontier was nominated best isekai. I was like, this is bullshit.
It shouldn't be.
Video game. Like it's him playing a video game. That's not isekai.
No, not even close.
It's not even like Sword Art where he's stuck in the video game world. He can just log out anytime he wants. It's just playing a video game. I don't get it. The some of the awards choices were really stupid. But the anime of the year, where I think this is where Crunchyroll put the fix in, because there's no way it should have.
I'm sorry. Like I said, I think it beats out Delicious in Dungeon. I think it probably beats out Kaiju number 8, although I really like Kaiju number 8. But it doesn't beat Freerin, Apothecary Diaries, or Dan to Dan. It just doesn't.
Yeah. So that's I wanted to vent a little bit more about that. So because even though this show doesn't,
And I mean, down the road, Apothecary Diaries might overtake Freerin for me because I'm really digging Apothecary Diaries.
Yeah,
it's
I'm with
really
you.
good. You don't even know. Matt doesn't even know.
Is she back?
Hey, Cinnavir's back.
Oh,
Hey,
sweet. I thought I
Sam.
drove her away.
Oh, no.
Slender had pissed you off.
You should hear me fight with Leon from Words of Paradise. Oh my goodness.
I was gonna say, because when we talk anime, I'll fight, but it's not personal.
I
I'm
would
not
think
gonna
talking
be
anime
upset.
with Matt on a stream would be more difficult because
How?
you're very slippery because you have no opinions. You've never seen any of it. You don't usually
You
care.
have no opinions. You have no idea. You
First of
cannot
all-
be pinned down because you
But
don't know
he
what you're
has-
talking about.
I've
He
seen
has
One
all
Piece,
the confidence of somebody who has seen it.
and that's all you need is confidence.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I've
Matt's
seen
over
One
here.
Piece.
It's like, hey, Matt, what's your favorite isekai? And he's gonna be like,
The one where the guy plays the video
Dragon
game.
Ball Z.
He's
Come
gonna be
at
like,
me,
don't,
bro.
don't make me choose, man. There's so many.
I
Look,
love the isekai.
Oh, okay. My PhD in weebology is about the culture of weebs, not the actual animes and shit.
Well, then you can write your thesis on this.
Matt, do you believe that all otakus are neats, or that there's a separate subgenre?
Look, as it goes, not all neats are kakatus, and not all katatus are neats.
Otaku. Like saying "otaco."
Oh, taco,
Is
my
that
taco.
Mexican?
Do you
Matt,
ski
what's a
anime or
kotetsu?
daisuki anime, Matt?
Huh? What?
What's a
Sorry, I didn't hear
kotetsu?
you.
Do you ski or daisuki anime?
Do I daisuki anime?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, depending on how much I've had to drink, and
You
if
want to
the,
ski.
of course,
You don't ever want to die ski.
no,
You don't. You want. You
No.
like or you big
yeah,
like?
no, crack is crack and cocaine is cocaine. So ski,
For instance, at the end of Dangers in My Heart, it was daisuki, as
Yeah, of
opposed
course.
to just ski, because it was love and not just liking.
yeah.
I
And they
really
were like,
like
listen
Dangers
to
in
your
My
heart,
Heart.
Oh,
and
I'm so.
you'll see.
They need to make season 3, man.
Yes, they do. It's so good.
Have you
Everything I
seen
do.
Dangers in My Heart, Cinevere?
No, I have not.
Do you ever watch the slice of life like romance anime?
Not
Is-
too often.
It is
honestly.
that is like the probably one of the top 3.
It is.
Oh,
It is
really?
sickeningly sweet.
What is it
It's
called?
Dangers of My Heart.
I will
The
write that
very first
down.
episode is this kid. He's like, I'm gonna murder this bitch because I hate her so much, and then he falls in love with her, and like
You find out he's just a
Yeah,
little middle school
him-
edgelord kid.
him
Oh,
thinking he was
gosh.
gonna murder her. I think it persists for an episode and a half, and it never gets touched on again. At first, because Chad told me to watch it, and at first I was like, "Why? No, this is not something I want to watch." And then it was.
Soul Assassin Daisuke is what took out Sonny Bono. Terrible.
Gotta watch out for those trees.
Not wrong.
Oh,
He
and then
went
his
out like
wife
George in the
took over the
Jungle.
job. Yeah, so that's I think. All right, I'll stop to the anime talk before I just get Brahma completely. He's probably off just drinking right now. Drink. Although Brahma has
No, I'm
watched
just
anime.
setting up in case we're gonna play Night Rain.
Wait, play what?
Night Rain.
I thought
You're not
we were
invited,
Elden Ring,
man.
Night Rain.
I thought we were playing Guilty as Sock.
No, there are 3 of us very specifically that are going to play Night Rain. What the rest of you do is your decision.
I don't like that.
Then buy the game and join us.
Yeah,
Gross.
you could
No.
play.
And you can't complain.
Matt,
Yeah.
you could play a mage. It's an easier class with a group.
I know what a mage is. I played
I-
Dragon
That
Age.
is that's something though.
There
because
is
the
not
mage
a
is one of the
non-zero
harder ones
chance
to
that
master.
Mad would know what I mean.
Nah,
You
the
couldn't
archer is
even-
actually probably the easiest to
Mad,
use.
you couldn't even make golems in Conan.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. You were working on
Brahma.
that for how many months?
No, you didn't.
Then
Brahma,
Brahma
you made
came in, and a
golems,
week
right?
later he had
Made
golems.
Didn't you have it in like 24 hours? You were making golems.
Pretty close to it.
If I Googled it, I could have done the same thing.
Then I moved my base far, far away from Brahma because I was like, he uses the dark magics. I can't trust this guy.
You had all your unpaid interns move your base.
I did sacrifice a lot of women.
I didn't have my unpaid interns move my base. I had my unpaid interns build a new base.
Wasn't that your wife?
She helped.
She helped the unpaid interns.
She is
She
the
helped
leader of the
collect the
unpaid
unpaid-
interns.
She's the foreman.
The forearm.
She collects the bears that keep the unpaid interns in line.
I don't know that. Unfortunately, Dune's not going to have any unpaid interns, but the game
I
is
know.
great.
I've kind of lost interest in the game as a result.
Wow.
I didn't even play it.
It looks badass. I saw the game trailer
Yeah,
for
we
it.
played the demo when it came
Oh,
out.
really?
Listen,
really
if
liked
I
it.
can't capture people and press them into servitude, what's the point?
He's got
What am I even doing
He's
here?
sacrificing everybody, but he wants to institute slavery.
What are you doing in the background that's making your shit go crazy?
Yeah, that was
He's probably
starting up Night
installing the
Rain.
game.
No, we played last night. He's got it installed.
Yeah, we're all installed. We're ready.
You sounded weird for a second.
That usually happens when
He
you're not.
sounded the same. He sounded the same. As
When
the
you have
oldest.
something else going on.
He's got fast robot voice.
Have you? Do you guys want to see this? I've got a couple clips that'll just change up before the end of the show.
Real quick, Slender, did you ever play Phantom Pain?
Yeah.
How awesome! How crazy was it? Like the game is okay. Go to Africa, train these guys, bring them back to your base, and until
And
they
then beat them until they join your army.
right? Until they work for free.
Yeah, that game was crazy.
It was the first Metal Gear game I'd ever played. I was
really
lost in the
Well,
story. I'm like,
the
what
first?
is this nonsense?
Oh, that's coming in a little late. This I saw this clip by the way. So this is like, to me, this is the birth of a Florida man as a child.
Oh,
boy.
If you want,
My
kid
first
sees the
Metal Gear.
garage doors coming down.
Now's a good time.
Now here he goes. He's smart enough. Like, do the thing over the sensor, and then
Oh no!
going for a ride.
Yes. That is so cool.
Oh,
He
that looked
breaks
like
his
it
leg
hurt.
on the drop.
No, he's just like, whatever. That was awesome.
Do it again.
Maybe
So,
maybe put like a mattress down there or something.
I feel like, plus, if this is probably not the first
that
time
each
he's done it,
bounce.
because look, he knows when to do it, to like kick the sensor so he can get the grip.
I feel like he's telling his dad to drop the door again.
Seriously, it looks like he clipped his nose.
And then the dad, because this is a Florida man, the dad's coming in and was like, "Bro, why didn't you hold on?"
Yeah.
Hey, can I do that?
You
too?
were almost there.
So that was a fun one I saw. And then, Mad, I've got the return of another guy that you actually have shared, I think, in the past. He has a new clip.
Is a nunchuck, Tom? Oh, I saw this clip earlier.
Oh my god, what is
the
this?
hell?
Calling all BBCs, calling all BBCs. Now is the time to join the bad boy.
I don't know if he really knows what that means.
Do you
It's the
guys
Bad Boy
remember
Club.
when Mad sent the first clip of this?
Yeah, he's like,
douche?
why'd you flinch? Does he? Oh, he hits you, doesn't he? Hey, you! And then he turns into a dragon.
I'll protect you. Yeah.
What is
As a
But he
dragon,
al-
I feel insulted.
He always whispers as if like his parents are in the next room. He can't be too loud.
Well, he's
The
in the
best-
bathroom right
He
now.
lives in an apartment.
I know, it keeps going too.
You have what it takes. For 2025 is the year of the bad boy. Now is the time for us to rise up. Well, show me what you got.
How did he look at this and say, "Hey, this is a good idea"?
Because it was
Strong
a
enough to
genius
break his own
idea.
ribs.
Have you not spent more than 5 minutes around other human beings?
Oh my god.
Clearly, they talk like this.
This is
Well, not so much
exactly how I
talking like-
pictured Slender before I met him.
Shut the fuck up.
It could be Slender. It could be.
I mean, I still think of Slender in that way. What are you used to?
This is a real. Yeah,
But
I could do this all day.
I have one to
Sounds like
share
him.
as well.
Stop removing people. I got to put them back on. No, it was the best response I saw. Someone
I just figured they got put in a backpack in automatically after a few seconds.
somebody tweeted that this dude needs to basically go to AEW and make this his wrestling persona and just not change a thing. Just this is his on mic persona for wrestling, and just he just gets the shit kicked out of him. Who's the VTuber? Sorry, I'm watching comic streaming. Okay, that's Cinevere. She's joining our show for the first time. She's on other shows and does other things. Yeah, there you go. To answer that question, it's
Has her own channel.
but has her own channel. So if you'd
If
like,
she ever wants to argue about anime, she's welcome here.
yeah,
I'm always
whatever.
down for a fight.
Yeah. But this dude, yeah, the Mad was the first one to show. That's when I saw this clip. I was like, I've got to put this in the bookmarks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
Trust
I
me.
can-
I need to find him so I can follow him, and to see about that.
Bad Boy Club. You want to join it?
I mean,
Telling
what
you
does it entail?
Daisuke.
For I am the leader,
He's the leader
of
of
the Bad Boy Club. That's right. I'm the baddest boy
Did
in
he
town.
edit his eyes in post?
That might
Yeah,
just
that's
make
like a
me
filter.
The biggest BBC of all time.
You couldn't even get the
Does
context,
he know
buddy?
what it means?
So, are you joining the Bad Boy Club?
He's had a
No.
Why was that bad shonen sounding fucking theme song in the background?
You know this dude, like he's gonna take all of you to the Black Parade. He's gonna take you to the city.
Does he know the
When
other
he was a
the
young
other
man.
acronym
That's what we're wondering.
BBC?
Yes, I'm 100% assuming he knows what that means on the internet.
But
And
he's taking it
and
back.
he's leaning and he's.
I don't know,
taking it-
man. I work in the public and people are pretty fucking dumb.
Soul Assassin, that's not what
Amen.
BBC means, bro.
It's the British Broadcasting Corporation.
Josh Hammond, is that imp? Perhaps.
Not far off.
Who would
Not-
know?
Matt, am I safe adding
Oh
this to
man,
the stage?
I
Yes.
feel better now.
Yes, you're safe. All right, just let it go. I know you guys are gonna be like, ugh, but
How can you see into my eyes?
Oh my god.
open
trust.
Is he beatboxing?
Yes,
leading you down into
I think
my
they're from New
void,
Zealand.
where I've become so numb
Or
That's pretty mean to Smokey.
Here it comes.
without a soul.
They were probably in Lord of the Rings then.
Hold on, hold on.
My
Orcs.
spirit's
Oh my
leaving somewhere cool until you find it there and lead it back home. Wake me up! Wake me up inside! I can't wake up! Wake
Save me! Save me!
Oh no.
What is going on with his teeth?
Why does she have to look like she's
I think that's
not a
Matt's Cinevere. I think that's
thing?
Matt.
I added to all songs now. Like I'll just be walking around the our apartment. I'll just be like, save me,
Save me.
Are you gonna make that one of your outros now for your show?
I should.
That might be good for you and Barber. Do that.
Ugh, so good.
Oh. All right. We're running kind of late, so I don't know if I will.
Is
might
nobody
just
gonna
skip
play Guilty as
Asmongold.
Sock?
And somebody else asked, who asked? Somebody asked about my gaming breakdown, and it's like,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to put together like a full presentation and just do an episode over on Ascendant Arcade because Chad has so much free time on his fucking hands lately that he can't even give me any of our 2-hour time slot to run my segments.
And he also doesn't ever play with me during the day.
Number
Play with
one,
me either.
when you say during the day, you mean at like 11 o'clock at night, and I got very sleepy, so I fell asleep.
All day. I was like, hey, I'm available
Number
all
two,
day.
I had job
Allow
interviews,
me
Matt.
to consult the records. Hold on.
I actually
I'll consult the records.
it has been blowing up with the amount of job interviews I've gotten in this like week. They apparently all processed this week and decided to reach out for the virtual first round interviews on like 6 jobs.
Lil
You do know
Chad,
you're- you
not
do know
sure
you're a
what your
straight white
day looks
man.
like, but I'll be available to play Division pretty much at any point. And he said that at 9:11 in the morning yesterday.
Mhm.
And I had interviews yesterday. They
And
came.
I thought to myself, I have a long drive ahead of me, so I can't be there for my bro Mad. But I know that my other bro Chad, he's gonna be there for my bro Mad.
Yeah.
So I don't have to
Update,
worry.
he wasn't.
My bros
I'm
are
gonna
taking care
call
of bros.
bullshit. 'Cause the only thought in your mind while you were driving is, Jesus Christ, why is there all this fucking traffic?
It's true. That's actually very true. For some reason, maps took me over to I was damn near in DC. It took me all the way over to like
Ooh, gross.
McLean.
Why the hell did it have you do that coming from where you were coming? That's ridiculous.
Apparently, that was the fastest route.
That's why you use Waze instead of minor attracted persons.
Welcome back to Map App Talk, where we talk about all the map apps.
And so I am sorry I wasn't
we make a
able to
channel
play
for that?
Division because I was doing job interviews to try to get an income for my family, man.
Has that
Doesn't sound
cat
like a
been
very
there the
bro
whole
thing to
time?
do.
Did you just notice
Yeah.
the cat? Good job, Mad. You were your eyes were staying up top. Good for you.
Yep, that's what it was.
Oh, there's a cat.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoops.
His name is Peepers.
Fitting.
Eric
Yeah.
Myers just lost his mind.
My chat named him.
Should have named him Eyes, and then you could say, "Hey, my eyes are up here."
No, hey, look, it gets even better. Hold on. Whoops, wrong one. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, that's entrapment.
He's
That
happy.
is-
And who wouldn't be?
Now just making me
Okay,
think of the Ninja and the Assassin, the anime this season had an episode that was kind of like
Oh yeah, I thought the same thing too.
if you had seen it, you'd know.
Oh, bro,
You do not watch anime, don't
I watched
Please.
One Piece.
Do you?
Yes,
the
I watched the
Netflix-
entire
Yeah,
season.
the live
No,
action
you
one.
watch the Netflix live action.
I don't
was
see
gonna
the
say, I
relevance.
hate
You don't
One
watch
Piece.
anime.
Is it not One Piece?
I
It's
know,
not the anime,
really.
Goober.
I don't see the relevance of whether or not it's animated.
stories
I
are
like
far
live action
different.
anime.
Did you watch
Yeah,
Cowboy
what do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
about Death Note?
That's a
God,
good
that just hurt
point.
my fucking brain, that statement.
Live action.
See, look,
Oh.
Imp, you don't
It's
have to
good. I
feel
like
bad
it.
about really liking Mecha when you have Mad on here.
Yeah,
That's not a consolation. I appreciate the thought, though.
You know,
man, you're being real
interestingly
chatty
enough,
down there.
though, Mecha would be the most conducive to a live action because you could do some.
They're
really
making
cool shit with it.
they're making a Gundam movie. I think.
Yeah,
No.
but considering what they did with the CGI for Requiem for a Vengeance, I know.
Well, we're gonna get the Voltron one first.
So
Would you-
how is this
do you
related to
count
Gundam
Voltron as
style?
mecha?
It's not at all.
What, but
Matt.
Gundam style?
Two completely
Yeah.
different countries, in fact.
It's more Power Rangers, I would think.
We already got Pacific Rim.
I watched Power Rangers.
Dude, I watched this isekai where a Red Ranger went to like a medieval fantasy world. It's fucking hilarious.
I'll say this: the Power Ranger movie, the soundtrack to that movie slaps. Like they had some good tracks on there. You had Red Hot Chili
We're in
Peppers.
trouble.
Yeah, had that one because somebody came along and bust our bubble.
Burst our bubble.
Burst our bubble. Yeah, I thought it was really good.
But as long as they keep Adi Shankar away from Berserk, I'll be happy.
Right?
He wants it.
He wants it. He better not fucking get it.
And after what he did with Devil May Cry, I'd like to hurt him.
Best live action mecha is a phone commercial featuring Evangelion. I don't
Oh
think
my
I've seen
I
that.
gosh.
believe it's Yvonne's
Yes.
Lion.
Do you want me to
No,
find
it's
it? Because it
Evangelion.
is amazing.
Evangelion.
I've never seen this live action Evangelion
I can find it if you would
You
like.
call yourself a
Maybe
weeb.
it's Evangelion, like a lion that goes around evangelizing
That's
to
what
people.
Oh, yeah, that's good too. Not Evange. Well, what if he's French?
No,
Evange.
Slender is
Yeah,
faceless.
You know who reminds me of Ivan Ooze was Oscar Isaac in
Who the
X-Men
fuck is
Apocalypse.
Ivan
Oh yeah.
Ooze?
From
Did you
Power
see
Rangers.
X-Men Apocalypse?
This is gonna piss me off. Son of a bitch.
Did you just look up Ivan Ooze?
Yes.
Jeez. How do you not know who Ivan Ooze is? Even if you didn't like the movie or go see Power Rangers, it's like one of those cultural things. You're just
Again, the Mighty Morphin Power
Not a
Rangers
cultural thing.
came to like America, or
Mhm.
I guess it was always America. Like I was in high school by the time this became a thing.
I forgot you're old.
I did not give a shit about the Power Rangers, just like I didn't give a shit about Pokemon.
That I'm with you on that one. Fuck a Pokemon.
You shouldn't do that. They're animals, man.
You know what I mean?
Now Digimon, that was a different story.
Nope. Fuck that
Imp,
shit
is
too.
this the commercial? Did you find?
No,
it?
this is something different though that someone reminded me of earlier today.
What is this?
Oh, people being assholes and pulling pranks. Which is liable to get somebody shot if it was a country other than Japan.
Is this where the Gundam in Tokyo Bay comes to life because they're lying, saying it's not a real
No.
machine?
No.
All right.
This is such imp music.
Right?
Oh,
And it's
that
taken
is-
so long to get going.
Yeah, this
It's very imp, isn't it?
Gundam Fever Project. That's an interesting name.
Cindy, have you found that commercial yet?
I sure did. I just posted the link in private chat.
The link?
I got it. Yeah. I'll wait for this really.
They're going through all the. They let
long
these people come
build-up.
into the office and do this. They had no idea. They thought they were normal workmen.
This better be in English.
Of course it's not.
Is this gonna
Yeah, it
be a
looks like it's
Godzilla
gonna be
thing?
in
Oh
English.
god, they're working late.
Who are these people?
No idea.
No, I mean, like, you know, are they like the Chinese, the Japanese?
They're
Japanese.
That right there is why I said that would probably get some, especially in Japan here, and to get rocket over like that.
All right.
If I saw that, immediately I'd be like, this is some bullshit. This isn't real. Fuck this.
yeah, this
They're fucking actors.
Yeah. You fell for this?
Wait,
Fell
how,
for this bullshit?
I didn't hear the window break. How did that get
Yeah.
through?
Yeah.
That's
No.
Well, everything was done. It's all hologram, other than the mist.
That wasn't my problem. My problem wasn't with like, it doesn't even look real, bro. My problem was those are actors.
Imp, I liked you better when we were playing Night Rain.
Yeah. I'll make sure not to hit you with the arrows when you're down later.
Yeah,
Nice
MXC,
meeting
man.
you. Bye, guys, for real this time. Going to another stream. Oh, well.
Oh, well,
Hi, Josh.
all right,
Thanks
then.
for hanging out.
Thanks for
Damn,
abandoning
everybody's
us.
just abandoning us because there's better streams out there. See, this is why we're done at 3:20 something.
All right, so this is the Evangelion commercial.
Hey, I'm not done guilt tripping people.
Evange Lion.
Evangelion.
Orange Leon.
Evangelion.
There's some kanji. What do we got?
Yeah. This is a commercial for what? T-Mobile?
Apparently for phones.
Yeah, for a smartphone.
They just did a crossover with McDonald's.
They do have really good commercials in Japan. McDonald's commercials were awesome.
This is amazing.
This is a
That's
really
even
big
the-
investment to do for just a phone commercial.
That's the voice actress for
Ugh.
Ray.
Dude, this really
Voice
makes it
actor.
feel like the phones
I'm
matter.
pretty sure Daisy Ridley voiced herself.
Man, I just appreciate that you're using this to just keep your skills for Weave Day on LidDev's channel ready to go.
They
like-
love me over there.
He's like, this is a warm up. This is like, you know, AAA for the majors over there.
Yeah.
Where you got it's like to really get them warmed up.
I have
Oh,
no
yeah.
idea what's happening in this.
Well, it's because it's in Japanese.
Yeah, that's also Shinji's voice actor. Well, I
And
mean,
that's also
a
just
voice
Evangelion in
actress.
a nutshell for you. Is what the hell is going on?
What's happening here, Matt, is art.
Elon's lying.
Man,
So is
I
he a
would
good
love
guy?
to see this.
Yeah, more or less.
He's a 15-year-old kid. Make do with that.
Wait, this thing is?
Inside
That's
of
piloting
it.
it. Yeah.
Who the fuck let a 15-year-old in that thing?
They were the only ones who could. Basically, they had to
Boo.
find really crazy people to
They
operate their
have
mechs.
credits for the commercial.
Yeah, don't get claimed for this fucking music.
Yeah,
Isn't that wild, though?
That's pretty solid for.
I've seen Pacific Rim. I get it.
That's a commercial.
Have you ever seen the Clash of
awful.
Clans commercials?
Yeah, Pacific Rim was pretty much ripping off all the mecha anime stuff.
Yeah, but it was American. They did it better.
No, they didn't. No,
Did
they
they?
did not.
Did they though?
I don't know. I didn't watch all of it.
Oh.
But I did have Steel Battalion
It's
though.
Japanimation, Mads.
You know another mecha anime I liked, but it died. It just disappeared one day. Was Big O.
Yes.
I actually really liked Big O.
That was
Main character had
enthusiastic.
weird eyebrows though.
It's been a long time since
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Eyebrows, man.
It was good though.
You know what was even better? Dark Water. Pirates of Dark
Pirates of
Water.
Dark Water?
I did
Yeah.
like Pirates of Dark
Yes.
Water.
Yeah, amazing. Like
There was only
legitimately,
12
no
episodes
cap.
too. It's like it has, for the amount of people who love it, it has the lowest episode count.
Yeah, I loved the scene where Niddler was up on the front and he's like left and then left again. And the girl was like, the direction is port, Niddler.
Oh, what about Motorcycle
knows
Mice
that?
from Mars? That's another good one.
Biker
I
Mice
didn't
from
like
Mars.
Okay, Biker Mice from Mars. Either
I
one.
didn't like it.
Matt prefers
about-
the formal expression.
I mean, if we're going down that route, it's all about SWAT cats and Ninja Turtles.
SWAT Cats, yeah. Wildcats.
Pizza
Pizza Cats. Samurai Pizza Cats.
Yeah. Wildcats, like as in the Image comic.
Yeah.
That
From
got-
the dude that after he left X-Men, he went over and started that.
Jim Lee. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just gonna stop dignifying Soul with.
I was a big
responses.
fan of Grifter.
Yeah, they even brought him into the mainstream DC universe because he was popular enough.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Battletoads would kick Street Sharks' asses.
Oh, I don't know about that. Did you ever see the Vin Diesel commercial for Street
Yeah,
Sharks?
Yes,
showed it
you've
to us.
shown us.
You ever seen him breakdance?
You have subjected us to that.
You say it like I do that. Whatever. Not even. Not
Did
even
you
going
ever
down
see
that road.
Fast
The
X
Geneva
with
Convention
Jason
does-
Momoa being mad spirit animal?
Fucking
You know, Matt, the
amazing.
Geneva Convention does carry, over into like psychological torture. You know this.
Why
right?
are you talking so much?
If Mad actually isekai'd, he would want to come back in Fast X as Jason Momoa's character.
Wouldn't be
That's-
bad.
That's where he would want to reincarnate.
Now, Mad, when I said yes, I definitely think we should stream that game.
What game?
The
The
soccer
one that
game.
you wanted to.
Yeah,
decide.
I think we should, right?
Not tonight, but
yeah,
we
of
should.
course not tonight.
All right,
Have you
I
heard
think-
about it, Cindy?
Which one?
Guilty as sock.
Nope.
Don't tell anyone about it. This could be
Oh,
our
okay,
thing.
alright,
This might be our
okay.
breakout game.
Well, nobody wants to play tonight, so
Our breakout
It seems
game.
like there's a lot of people already.
We're gonna play it on Thursday,
so far from here.
maybe Wednesday. I don't know when Brahma is going to be available on Wednesdays.
What is
again.
the point of this game?
after the 18th.
You have to defend yourself. People,
Yeah.
there's crimes, and
You will be accused of a crime.
Yeah,
You will have
and
to
there's a
defend
judge.
yourself. Someone else will be your lawyer. I will be the judge.
Mad will always get people convicted.
And
Fuck
Imp
yeah,
will be
bro.
my bailiff because I think he'll be more
As
than
a
happy to
defense
beat the
attorney.
shit out of everyone else.
That would be a
After
correct
watching
assumption.
you two play
Oh my
the police
goodness.
simulator, I kind of want to see you guys play the firefighter simulator.
It's true. Slender
Oh,
did
the-
have a tendency to shoot people with.
Man,
the
is there a
police simulator.
firefighter simulator we could
Yeah,
play?
it's
it
on the
better
Game
not be.
Pass.
Fuck them.
Police simulator and firefighter simulator are on the Game Pass now.
Fuck a firefighter.
That's why I think it would be funny to watch you play it.
Ugh.
The
Where is
inherent
it?
hatred of cops towards firefighters.
Oh, here it is.
I thought it was just a
Firefighting
hatred towards
simulator.
fire.
There's two. There's the squad and Ignite.
Oh, which one were we supposed to play?
I
don't know.
I'm looking on Steam, so
I'm looking on Game Pass because it's free.
Where I said it's
yeah,
free.
but that's just so far away. Anyway, moving on.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I think we'll skip the Asmongold story. We've been going 240.
Who the fuck is Asmongold?
I can't prematurely end the stream because
Popular
we have a new
YouTuber.
guest, and they always get one.
Yeah. So, since
not
it's your
the
first
first
time,
time, it's
Slender
like
has a tendency to
appropriate
just
time.
kill the stream when we hit a certain point.
I never
So-
do it when we have a new guest, Imp. It's
Yeah.
only if they've been a
Oh, I
guest
know.
at least one time prior.
Oh, I know. Even I got that privilege. Didn't last
Which is-
too long.
Well, I mean, you didn't even do anything with the plugging time or anything like that.
Oh
you
yeah,
know, like-
and at this point, Imp, you're like the guy I'm turning the lights on and off, trying to get him to leave, and he just hasn't got the message yet.
Oh, I see.
Oh my.
He's still gonna end the stream without letting her say anything.
No, I'm done.
All
I'm
right.
done.
So, go, Matt, do you want to start? We'll start rotating. around.
Yeah, bro. Come check it out. May do a speakeasy after this. I don't know. Depends. Tuesday we'll be doing Matapap once again. Don't know what story we're gonna do, but it's gonna be awesome. I can guarantee it. Fridays I have a new show. It's Matt and Barbara in the morning at noon, and we're gonna bring on Culture and Kip and have kind of like a little reunion thing for Street Smarts. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Fridays at noon.
All right. Continuing the clockwise.
Friday mornings at noon.
Brahma.
We'll be playing Night Rain and probably I set it
Boo.
up for 15 minutes from now, but we'll see. But yeah, me and Imp and
Oh,
Slender
we're gonna
will
be playing.
Elden Ring.
And we'll be streaming it probably on 2 different channels.
Okay, no speakeasy then.
Well, I got to go to bed
Speakeasy
early
Night
because I got to
Rain.
pick up Slender tomorrow. 70. Well, let's get 70. What you got?
Well, Bourbon and Boring tomorrow night. We're on the not that anybody
Is
cares
hockey still
anymore.
going?
It's still going.
We're
So is
going to the
basketball.
finals now.
The finals is probably we're hopefully in our last 2 weeks.
They don't start until the
Uh,
4th.
While we were live on air, my new latest test of merch arrives.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah, so I'm just testing some stuff out. I got t-shirts and stuff, but before I try and flog them to anybody else. Monday on my channel, my show will be an edition of our Canon Film Club. We're talking about the movie Over the Top.
Oh, I love that movie.
Well, you're welcome to join, Mad.
It
Oh,
is the
welcome to
greatest
join the
movie ever
show.
made about
Yeah,
a
it's the
single father
sweatiest
fighting for custody of his
Arm
child
wrestling.
and
First
arm
arm
wrestling.
wrestling in a truck. Sweatiest movie ever made.
Have you
Sweat
seen
does all the
Crimson
acting.
Tide? Have you
Oh, I
seen
have.
Crimson Tide?
But by the
'Cause
way,
I'm-
his move, the over the top move, it works, bro.
Oh yeah.
When you flip the hat backwards?
Got to.
No,
There was
Yeah,
lots
that
of
hat.
Real.
It's
there
all
was
part of
real
it.
arm wrestlers in that movie. So. Anyway,
I think that dude
that's
really
Monday
drank
show.
gasoline.
But Mad,
and
you're
the other
welcome
dude
to
probably
join.
really broke his arm.
Yeah, what time?
3 p.m. Mountain Time.
What the fuck
Oh.
is that in normal people time?
4 p.m.
4
your
o'clock.
time.
4 p.m.
Thank you.
Central.
I'll put a note.
I will send you the link.
All right. And
There's
if
only
you
one
don't-
woman in it, and she dies. Spoiler alert.
She dies early.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to sell Matt any more than that.
Congratulations. And Robert Loggia's in it too.
He is. He's practically the only person you know other than Stallone. that's in it.
Imp, I'm going to assume that you don't really have anything.
My work schedule's still the same, so
Yeah.
not really. No.
No. All right.
He's
And then,
forsaken me. He doesn't join my show.
yeah. Yeah.
Wish I
And now,
could miss him.
lastly,
I miss
our
him.
first time guest, Cinevere, what do you got going on?
Well, first I want to thank you for having me on. I had a great time. Sorry I showed up late. But I am going to be on Zax's stream tomorrow. I
Oh, yeah, me
might
too.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yay. I might be on Leon's show tonight. I'm having some computer issues I'm hoping I can fix, but we'll see. And I'll be streaming personally on my channel after Zax's stream tomorrow if my computer is holding up. So keep an eye out, cuties.
Thanks. Appreciate you hanging out. We had a great time having you on. It's nice to have someone else who knows anime besides Slender and
It's
me.
nice to have-
Since
What
Mad,
the-
It's nice to have anybody who knows what they're talking about, Cindy.
since Mad,
So thank
Mad's
you.
knowledge
You're
is
welcome to be here.
more cultural of the weeds.
This is
than
true.
The show. I'll lean into his explanation. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching the stream. If you could like, subscribe, share it out, that'd be wonderful. We're trying to make sure that we keep growing on subs because Slender has a rule that if our episode count ever gets beyond our sub count, the channel dies. So
That is,
please,
yep,
We'll
we're
better get a
canceled.
move on.
On that day, we are canceled.
So please try to help us keep going. So we're gonna have we're about halfway through the allotted number of shows we'll ever be able to make. So keep
You
getting
only
those
got like
sub counts up.
174 more.
And Soul Assassin responds simply, if it dies, it dies.
It dies,
So
it dies.
that's all right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week where we'll have the finale of Mobland to go over and see how that goes. And hopefully it'll be cuckoo bananas and Matt will show up and have a lot to say about it.
Okay, night all.
Bye.
A Mad Cavelli production. The stream's now behind, but there's no need to be glum. We'll return with more jests, with humor to come. So click that damn subscribe and let the good vibes thrive. For the next grand stream, we'll surely jive.
Ascend and on, we've charted the spree with synapses sparking, hilarity you can't believe.
You've brought your joy, so now you must go. But keep the party in your heart, yo. Keep the giggles, keep the banter, keep the screams delight. Until our next stream, keep the fun in sight. In this virtual voyage where streams do end, remember with Ascend and Art, we'll always fucking ascend. Oops, we forgot about Imp, he's bound to reappear. With chaos in his wake, all we can do is persevere. Are you happy now, Imp?